Hello, divas and divos. Welcome back to another new episode of Diva Dailies. This is a podcast where we deconstruct divas on film, TV, and in music. I am your host of this podcast you're listening to. My name is Steffi. And if you are interested in following the podcast on our socials, you can follow us at Diva Dailies Pod on Instagram and Twitter. Our social media sucks, so don't expect much, but maybe one day it'll be better. Our email is divadailiespod@gmail.com in case you want to send in your thoughts. And don't forget, while you're on your phone or whatever, don't forget to rate and review this podcast because it really would help us out. And we don't have that many reviews. And I know there are more than I don't even know, 5 of you who listen to this podcast. So please rate and review Diva Dailies. Thank you so much. And don't forget to subscribe. Okay. What else? I'm looking through this Google Doc, check. Okay. Also, if you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or Deezer or whatever podcast app, there is a version of this episode that is on YouTube, and it is actually the full unedited version. So if you want to hear us talk more about Adele and her 30s, you should check out the YouTube video because I do cut out quite a bit. So yeah, check it out. It should be maybe on my YouTube channel. It's in my humble opinion. If it's not there, search Diva Dailies on YouTube, because at some point I know I am going to make a YouTube channel for all of these videos to go up. So check that out. Okay, all of the boring stuff out of the way. Let's bring on our guest co-host for this week. I hear Jamaican horns in the distance. It could only be one person. It's Angie.
Hey guys. It's a stadium welcome.
Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, a full stadium. This is Madison Square Garden. I'm trying to make it an exciting sound effect listen for our YouTube listeners because, man, they don't get anything. It's just it's just our face. Yeah. Lord. Ooh, let me change the view of this to gallery. You know, when I downloaded the video the other day, it actually, even though I'm looking at it and it's vertical, when it finishes, it's actually horizontal.
Is that what you wanted?
Yeah, that's what I wanted. Boom. I don't know why when we're recording it shows vertical, but actually it's horizontal. Watch when this is over and I'm gonna be like, oh, this is what I wanted, and it's gonna be
not what you wanted.
Man, there's a good chance. Who knows? So okay. All right. Well, in today's episode, we are going back to Diva discography episodes. If you were around for season 1, we started implementing these kinds of episodes where we delve deep into the music of our favorite divas. And last year, they were more holiday themed because that's what we did in December. But today, obviously, it's not holiday themed. It's just another episode. And these are our Diva discography episodes where we deep dive into the music of one Lori Blue. Oh, wait, Lori Blue. That's her middle name. I really killed that momentum. Okay. It's early, you guys, for me.
Bro.
Yeah, the people who watch this on YouTube are going to be like, she fucks up a lot.
It's all good, you guys. It's all good.
She fucks up a lot. Okay. I want to do, have you ever seen that clip of Jennifer Lewis where someone on the red carpet, I don't know, interrupts her energy and she's just like, yes.
Yes.
Have you seen that? I need to do that. Yeah. I think that person tries to hug her from behind and she's like,
yeah.
Who are you? She's just
Wasn't that a family member?
I don't even know, but it looked like she did not like that. It was very like strange. And then everyone around her was like laughing because she just
Yeah.
looked so like perturbed. She was like,
Yeah.
yes. So we're gonna do it right now. Yes. Okay. Well, okay. But today we are going to do another Diva discography episode, and we are diving deep into the music of what one may call one of the ultimate divas of our time. It is the music of Miss Adele Lori Blue Adkins. Yep, that's her full name, Lori Blue, and she has come back into our lives with 30. Oh, with 30, and she's here in the Zoom space. She doesn't really have a lot of motion in her head. It's very limited range of motion. She's just kind of looking this way. She doesn't want to look at us. She's so embarrassed. But no, I'm just kidding. And she has gone on and purchased
I did.
another vinyl.
Yes. It's one of two.
One of
And then,
two.
yes, the second one is on its way. That's the special edition one. And then I have the CD box set on its way.
Wow. Okay. So what's the difference between the version that you're holding in your hand and then the one that's coming in? Like, are there new songs on the one that's coming in, or
No.
oh!
The no, the special edition one is just I think it's like a white or clear vinyl. Then
Oh,
the one that
I've
I have
seen
is
someone unbox that on YouTube. It is pretty.
and the one that I have is just regular black vinyl. So that's the one I'm gonna actually play. And then the special edition one stays wrapped because I'm
Oh.
that person. Yes.
So like when it's so for because if you guys didn't know, Angie is a music head. She takes her music very seriously,
I
and
do.
also her TV box sets.
Yeah.
Listen back to the previous episode, watch it on YouTube. It's a whole haul. So are you like one of those people that when you collect something, do you always have to buy like two of everything because it's like this is the one I play and this is the one for like safekeeping, or you only do that with the special records?
I generally only do that with the special records.
Yeah.
Um Sometimes I'll even purchase two of the special edition records. Like when Janet dropped
Okay,
her
Janet. Yeah.
her color vinyl,
Yeah.
like I got two of the Velvet Rope one and the
Wow.
Janet period, which was like the red vinyl and the clear vinyl, because it was already before she even re-released them. Those two albums in particular were really hard to find. So I was like, okay, let me just get two just in case something happens.
Mhm.
And then in the future, if I want to sell one, they're going to be worth some money. So yeah. But in
Wow.
terms of Adele, I've already bought four versions of her records.
Of
So
of the one that just came out. You have four
yes,
versions of it already.
the digital, CD, to vinyl.
Oh wow, you bought the digital version like on iTunes?
Oh, absolutely. I'm still that chick who
Who
buys the
buys it on
digital version.
iTunes?
Yes,
Oh
I don't
wow.
stream.
You don't stream at all?
I I didn't realize how weird that was until a couple weeks ago.
Wow, Angie, the recording music industry would like to say thank you and
Bro, like
and send you. I truly think you are I think you are the only person I know. But then again, I don't really talk to that many people. So maybe that's not like the best sample size.
because I'm
But
a loner.
yeah, I'm what they call lonely spice. Um, you are literally the only person I know that like buys music and doesn't stream.
Yeah, it's a habit. It's a habit that I love though. I don't necessarily like streaming.
Yeah.
I don't I just like buying the music that I know I'm gonna listen to and support the artist. I'm like
Wow.
really about that life.
Damn.
If your music is good, I will buy it. If it's janky, I'll listen to it on YouTube.
Hmm.
Um, but also I didn't realize Spotify had that shuffle feature that just wouldn't unless you pay for I guess unless you pay for Spotify,
Hmm.
like
I
it
don't.
just
I'm not on
shuffles music.
Spotify. I'm a
Word.
I'm a title user because I
Oh,
care about the financial funds of one Miss Blue Ivy Carter as well as the twins.
You said bump Jay-Z and
Yeah.
Beyonce.
No, I
Them
only care
kids
about the
though.
kids. I know my money is going into their college fund. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, no, the
wow.
Spotify has like this shuffle feature that doesn't allow you to listen to the album in order. It just shuffles it.
Oh, okay, so that's interesting because well, I was gonna bring that up later for Spill the Technicolor Tea, but I thought like I wasn't sure if like you had to pay for that additional feature because I know that Adele, when she released this album, like one of her stipulations with Spotify was that they had to remove the shuffle thing. So like
I
for her
think
album, because
that
she was like, I want this played the way I wanted it,
yeah,
like set on the album, like track list, hashtag track listing matters, like that sort
right,
of
right.
thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I wasn't quite sure if like that was just Adele for this or but apparently
Well, I
that's a feature
think
you have to pay for.
I think if it's not a feature that you have to pay for, it probably kicked in like the day after because at midnight my pre-order for iTunes didn't hit, it didn't download yet. So I was trying to figure out where to listen to it. And on Spotify, it was still on shuffle mode. And I was like, what kind of psychopath listens to an album on the first time in shuffle? Like,
Yeah, yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe the younger kids maybe do
listen,
that, but you guys shouldn't do that.
at
Don't
all,
do it the first time you listen through an album. At least
at
don't
all.
do it like that.
And I think that's the frustrating thing too. Like when an album drops and people are live tweeting, like especially if it's like a big album,
Yeah.
and it dropped at midnight, and by 12:09 they're on track 11. I'm like, wait, hold up, how?
That's how I
What?
okay, when I went on like, I was like on Twitter kind of perusing through the timeline and like different parts of the world like already had the
Yeah,
Adele album and like cuz
yeah.
we live on the West Coast, we were like literally the
Last
last.
Australia was living their best life, like
They were like they already had the memes and everything.
yeah,
So I was like, dang, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Boom, let's go.
right.
But yeah, we're already diving into our conversation, but we have to go back and rewind. We have to do Oscar and Razzie Moment of the Week because that's
For
the
sure.
first segment we do for every podcast. Um, Oscar and Razzie Moment of the Week is our chance to talk about our personal high point and low point moments of the week. Angie, since I'm such a polite host, pat myself on the back here. Go first.
Why, thank you. My Oscar moment. Well, let me start with my Razzie moment. My Razzie moment is one, I haven't gone to sleep yet.
Oh my god, you haven't gone to sleep
I
yet?
haven't gone to sleep yet. I
Oh
woke
man,
up
I am so
really
sorry.
I woke up really, really late. So uh this is like TMI, but remember, so yesterday I had sent you an email. I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a nap. I'm gonna send you some other stuff. That
Yeah.
nap ended up being a full sleep. Like I slept for like
Oh,
9 hours.
aka Angie was just so tired after talking to me and recording that last Janet episode. She was like, I need to sleep that off.
I
My
need to
goodness.
she wore me out.
Yeah.
No,
Both that documentary and the host.
the documentary, really. um, but yeah, I ended up going to sleep for like 9 hours. Woke up.
Wow.
I thought it was like 5 o'clock, like the sun had just set. Woke up. It was night. I said, "Oh, wait," and then my body just wouldn't let me go back to sleep.
Mm.
So I've just been up. But then two, because I was watching movies. Oh, I started the Spice Girls
If you could see my
the
face now, I was
tour.
just like you would have thought those girls like popped up from the ground. I was like, what?
Yeah, I was doing a lot of homework. So I was watching the Spice Girls, watched the Adele interviews. Then I wanted to watch some movies. I
Yeah.
thought a good Indian film would put me to sleep. So went to my one of my favorite websites and the website wouldn't come up. My computer was like, oh, it looks like a virus, or
Oh
it looks like
no.
when that happens, usually on Macs, that means that my Mac has a virus.
Oh, I didn't know that. I feel like that's happened
Yes,
to me several times.
yes. I mean, Google does it on like sketchy, super sketchy sites,
Yeah.
but like it's starting to do it to like Yahoo, or
Oh,
like if I bring up a new like window, it'll go straight to Yahoo. So I already know that that is a
oh,
it's
that's a
a
sign.
virus.
Oh,
Yes.
dang.
And I'm
So what?
just
So what can you do when that happens?
I'm about to run like an antivirus program, like
You
clean
have
my
to pay for
Mac.
that?
No, there's a free
Oh,
one
okay.
on online. But it just takes a couple hours to do, and I'm
Yeah.
not excited about that at all. But it's
So
better than I guess going to the Geek Squad.
so then what happens like if you do run that scan and they're like you have blah 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 virus, then like what's your next step?
Then they take it off.
Oh, they
They'll
take it
say
off
these are
like
the
once they
oh
do the
yeah,
scan, they like remove it during the scan.
yep. They're like these
Oh,
are the steps that you need to take to you know take off the virus. If it's a really bad virus, they'll say okay, you need to get like outside support or something like that. But
wow.
normally it's something that you could just wipe. But I don't know what I clicked
Right.
um, to get a virus on my computer.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably like I convert YouTube videos all the time,
Oh yeah, me too.
so that is the thing. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe I gotta find another converting site. But my
What site do
converting
you
site.
use?
Oh,
Is
I
it the
have
YouTube to MP4? Is it that one?
girl. Yes, that is the one. And then there is another
Yeah,
one.
this episode and all the other episodes of Diva Dailies are sponsored by YouTube to MP4.
Well, that one is the best one because it allows you to choose what kind of like how you want to download it,
Yeah,
or like the size of it,
right,
the quality. Other ones they'll just be like it's whatever we give you, that is it,
right,
and then there's one YouTube to MP3,
right.
which that's
That's another one. That's another good one too.
when I want to just get the audio, boom, YouTube
Right.
to MP3. But yeah, I got to figure out what happened. Um,
Wow.
yeah, but so my Oscar moment is y'all. Euphoria season 2 promo
Oh, is it
just
starting?
dropped. Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
like like the trailer?
The trailer for
Oh, I haven't
season
seen that
2.
yet.
Oh my freaking, it looks crazy.
When is it
I'm
coming back?
January 22nd, unfortunately.
That's
It's a
not
long
that long.
that is a long time for a Euphoria lover who's
Oh,
already waited almost 2 years. Uh
oh, has it been?
like
Oh, yeah, I guess it has been 2 years.
yeah, because they literally stopped production when COVID happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got the 2 special episodes. But outside of that, nada, nothing.
Wow.
But I'm super excited as a Euphoria fanatic.
Uh-huh.
It is literally, I would say, top 3 best shows.
Of all time
Favorite.
for you?
Yep.
Wow. The
Season 1 was that
dedication.
girl. Season 1 was that girl. So, you know,
Rue is
I'm a,
ready to cause a ruckus
listen.
once again.
And by the looks of the trailer,
Yeah.
there was a scene with um oh, why did I forget her name? Maddie's friend who had the daddy issues.
Wait, is this the one that was with what's his name? Kaya Gerber's boyfriend? The
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 black dude. She was with the black
Oh,
dude.
oh, okay, okay, okay. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, him. Oh,
And one of
he was in the New Edition movie, right?
yes,
Okay,
yes.
yeah, yeah.
Um, why did I just forget her name? Anywho, old girl in the
Wait, that
clip,
girl? That
yeah,
girl?
that girl that was with the black dude.
Oh, she's a really good actress. I think she was actually in Handmaid's Tale at one point.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
I've seen her
Um,
around.
she was in a scene with Nate. She was in the car with Nate,
Nate, that's his name. That's who I was thinking of. Nate.
and I was like, ma'am, why are you in the car with Nate? He is a legitimate psycho. What is
Yeah.
going on? There was new characters that were introduced. in that trailer.
Oh.
There's police chases. It looked like Rue got kidnapped. I said, wait, hold up. This
Rue is missing.
like, yeah, it's gonna be crazy. I'm excited. And according to all the actors, they said that Euphoria is going to be 10 times harder to watch than the first season.
Oh my
And the
god.
first season was already dark. And
Wow.
I don't know if my heart could take it, but I'm gonna watch it.
So Rue is alive then.
Rue
It's
is alive.
confirmed.
Yes. I mean, in the 2 special episodes too,
Oh right, true. Yeah,
which
that's
were
true.
amazing.
Yeah. I watched those. Don't worry. Angie's like, who is this person? Why is
Girl.
how do you not know Rue's alive? I watched that diner episode with Rue and Coleman. What's his name? I really like that actor.
Coleman
Coleman
Domingo.
Domingo. Yeah.
Yes, he's
He's so
phenomenal.
I think he's such an underrated actor.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should
I
know
want to
his
see him in
name.
so much more.
Yeah, I agree. He's really good. He was also
Yeah.
in Ma Rainey.
Yes, he was. He was.
Yeah, he's very good.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
on that
Your
note,
head.
I'm very good. So that's a nice segue, isn't it? I won't use that. That's gonna be cut. Okay. I'm trying to stall time because it looks like I forgot to fill in my Razy moment of the week. Janky production.
Oh my god.
Man, if I like true like if you're watching this on YouTube, like please comment down below and let me know. Let us know like what a difference the YouTube version is to the polished version. Like you don't get any of this.
This
Like
is
you're
her
probably
normally.
you're probably like this is a miracle that you even did that many episodes last season. Now it makes sense why you didn't even it took you like almost a full year to come back because I don't even fill out the Google Doc.
I wish there was a YouTube video of the what episode that you were really crazy on. Oh, the
Was
Black
it this?
Mirror.
Oh yeah, San Junipero. Oh
Yeah.
that one I don't even. I barely slept. I don't think I slept.
You didn't sleep.
I was probably like my hair was probably like like I don't know. Man, well, okay. So back to me. My favorite topic. Me. Okay. So my Oscar and Razzie moment of the week. My okay, let's do Razzie moment. My Razzie moment of the week. Really just gonna pretend like I'm reading, but there's nothing there. My Razzie moment of the week is yesterday I went to the like eyeglasses place because my mom had an eye appointment. So then I, like accompanied her. And then I was there in, how like they have like a glasses shop, like kind of well, at least at our eye appointment place, it's like attached to the office.
Yeah.
So I was like looking through the glasses and then my mom was like, oh, you have your other pair of glasses in the car because, well, now the pair of glasses I was going to talk about and show you, I realized they're actually in the car still. So you I have another pair of glasses and I had the lady look at it who worked at the shop and she told me like my lenses are like really warped apparently, and like they basically my lenses are practically useless because there's like a lot of, I don't know, has this ever happened to you with any of your glasses?
No.
Oh, that's nice. Maybe you actually take care of your glasses because I like,
do.
man, like I kind of just like place it, I don't put it back in the case, and I'm pretty sure that affected it because she said that like I must have exposed it to heat, which is why maybe like the lens sort of warped. It was like you either did that or maybe you didn't use the correct cleaning solution to clean your glasses. And I was like, oh no, it can't be that because I never really clean my glasses. So she was like, okay. So yeah, lesson learned. If you have glasses and you're not using them, you should first of all treat them better and not just like apparently I've been doing. But put them back in your case, or else the lenses will be warped. So yeah, that's the problem I'm having with that pair of glasses. And then with this pair of glasses, I don't have like the warped situation, but I think like because like this is this part here. What are these called? Like the legs of the, I don't know,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
calling them the legs. It's like metal. And I
Okay.
think like over time, like obviously the quality has kind of like changed a bit. And like
Right.
I think my skin is getting irritated because like now like
Oh.
the backs of my ears are itchy. Like I'm sure if you actually watched the YouTube video for the Janet episode, you could see like at some point I'm like, people probably like, what does she do? Like trying to call ET phone home? Like I don't know. Like, but like the back of my ears are like irritated, and now like the skin on the bridge of my nose is beginning to get like irritated. Like I'm really relying on the
Hmm.
shitty quality of my laptop camera to hide the fact that I have some like scratches like here. So yeah, my glasses are just really failing me right now. But
Dang.
I'm planning on it, in a week or so getting well, fixing the lenses of the other pair of glasses, and for this one, lotion.
Lotion.
Lotion, because I like these pair of glasses. I'm not going to
That's
let the fact that this is irritating my skin wear me down. This is
now
also the only
see,
option I have for the other, because the other pair I literally cannot see through. So
do you wear glasses normally, like every day, like all day, or these are just reading glasses?
oh no, for most of the time, because my eyesight, like, and I'm pretty sure on that note, I'm pretty sure my eyesight has gotten worse. My eyesight is like weird because one eye is nearsighted and the other is farsighted.
Oh, girl, the
Yeah,
struggle. Oh
yeah,
man.
I know.
Okay. Yeah, see,
So I
I
really
only
need it, especially when I'm driving. Because like, didn't they say too
Oh,
that like if you took your driver's license picture with your glasses on, and let's say you get pulled over and you're not wearing your glasses, it's like
yeah. I think
wrong.
it's illegal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you
So I
get
took
ticketed.
so dumb over here was like posing with the posing at the DMV with my glasses. I should have been like Victoria Beckham in that Coming to America episode where she's like posing with. I should have like taken off the glasses. That should have been me. God damn.
Yeah. See, I only wear my glasses when I'm reading, and
Oh,
specifically
for
when I'm on the
reading.
computer. Because when I'm
Oh,
actually reading a book, I don't need
yeah.
my glasses. When I'm on my iPad, I don't need my glasses. It's when I'm on the computer.
Oh, do you have like the blue light thing
No.
on your? Oh, you should think of getting a pair that's like protect. It's like a blue light protection.
Hmm. Well,
Yeah.
these bad boys I've had for almost 8 years, and I
Mm-hmm.
haven't changed them.
Oh
I
wow.
need to get another
Another
pair.
pair. Yeah.
I need to go back to the eye doctor, see if my eyesight has changed, and then get another pair.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that I spend a lot of money on my frames, like
Oh
the next pair of frames that I'm looking at is like $250 or something like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So mm, I don't have that money right now.
Mm-hmm.
So or I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
spend that money right now.
Right.
That's the phrase.
You're like, but if Adele drops another special release, I
That part,
will be spending
that
money.
part, money will just be
Yeah.
coming out of nowhere.
Oh my gosh. You're like, well, as long as I have a pair of glasses that I could see that the vinyl has come, then I'm
Boom.
good.
There you go.
Yeah. So that's my Razy moment of the week are my glasses. I can see, don't worry, even though you probably, if you're watching this, you're like, oh, she's really squinting looking at that, scrolling through that Google Doc. Yeah. But my Oscar moment of the week is I am so excited that Selling Sunset season, I think this is going to be season 4 is out now. Do you watch Selling Sunset, Angie?
No, but I
Oh,
saw a Twitter video of it. I didn't know what everybody was talking about.
oh
I
my
never heard
God.
about this. I've never heard about this.
I don't, do you like reality TV show? I don't know. Like there's some people who like it and there's some people who don't. And there's also like we have our different tastes when it comes to reality TV. Like what do you watch reality TV?
I used to be like back in the day, Bad Girls Club, Real World.
Oh, we have very different
uh
tastes in reality
Road
TV.
Rules
Oh, no,
Challenge,
no,
Fear
no.
Factor.
No, oh well, when that was very popular, like
When it
in
was
the
popular, that was
2000s, yeah, that was wild,
yes.
and that was also when you had limited options, so
Yes.
it had really no other option to be popular.
Right, right. And then the early years of like Real Housewives of
Oh,
Atlanta.
oh, of Atlanta. Okay, there was
Um
my mom used to watch Atlanta at one point.
yeah, Love and Hip Hop, the
Oh
early years
no, I
of
don't
Love and
watch
Hip
that.
Hop. But I
No,
I do
no. Insert Whitney meme.
no,
No,
no.
no. I don't watch that. That is not, nope. I don't like that kind of reality. I don't like the reality TV where like the people are like, I'm like unsettled watching them. I like the more like aspirational reality TV. Like, remember when Jersey Shore was really
Oh my
popular?
gosh.
Oh
My
my God.
sister
Okay.
was addicted.
Okay. This is a tangent. This is going to be a tangent only for YouTube. So, my friend, like several years ago, she got tickets to go see Ellen. And you know how like
Okay.
it was really difficult back in the day, well, like still, but it's really difficult to get tickets to Ellen, in case
Yeah.
you didn't know. So like I think she had been on the wait list for quite some time, and then she got an email. So she invited me and like her two other friends, and we drive there together to Burbank. It's filmed at the Warner Brothers studio lot. And you know how like, well, have you ever like done like being an audience member for any sort of like filmed thing?
No.
Okay, well, those people, when they're like trying to fill the audience, like they literally like look you up and down, and they judge like essentially whether you look nice or not. And the pretty people, like if you look good, you will be more towards like the front, or like in the spaces that the camera tends to cut to. And like
Right.
the ugly people will be in the back. Like I swear
Wow.
to God, like that's just how it
Okay.
is, you know. Welcome to Hollywood. That's just how it is.
Entertainment.
So like my friends and I, like, we gotta look really nice, but then at the same time we're like, but there's gonna be like a lot of like moms here, like older women, because this is Ellen, that's her audience. So but try and look nice. So it was like me and my friend and her two other friends. So we get up to like the front, and the guy who was like kind of judging, okay, you go here, blah blah blah. He looked at my friends, two other friends, who like I'm really good friends with one of them, and the other one I don't really know because like I'm not her friend. So
Right.
so anywho, they're like really, they're like pretty blonde, blah blah blah. So like he looks at them and it's like, oh, you two come this way, and he like starts walking them like to the front. And me and my friend, her name is Jessica, we're like we were literally like, that's not fair. Like we started to turn on each other. Like we were like, this is her ticket. Like the only reason why we're here is because of her. Like we literally, like it was like boom, we are turning on each other. And then another person was like, oh, you two come this way. And she's like really pretty too, blonde, blah blah blah. So she, like, this person that we're following like starts walking us what we think is to the back corner of the room, and we're like, oh my God, this is awful. Like just I was like, Jessica, this is not fair. Jessica, it's not fair. But then she like it makes like an immediate like left, and she starts walking us down to the very front, like, but on the
Oh
right.
my gosh.
And so I let Jessica go in first, and then I sit. So like we're like right next to the aisle. Okay.
Yeah.
So Ellen comes out and she does like her whole thing. I'll send you the video actually. There's a video of Ellen and I doing the robot to the Jackson
What?
5. Yeah. Yeah. I'll send it
That's
to you. I'll send it to you. Me and my friend Jessica, like, we kind of like blacked out, and apparently at one point Ellen turned to like said like, thank you for doing the robot with me, and I have like no recollection of that happening whatsoever. But yeah, so that happened. So her guest, I thought, was going to be, because I was looking at the schedule, her guest I thought was going to be Leah Michelle, because on the schedule it said
oh,
airing today, the Leah Michelle interview. And I was like, oh my God, like Leah Michelle's going to be there. This is back when Leah Michelle wasn't canceled yet. And I was a huge,
right.
huge, huge Glee fan. Like, and
Right,
this is when
right.
Glee was very popular. So I was like, yes, Leah Michelle's going to be here. Like, this is a sign. Like, I knew it. Like, Jessica got the tickets essentially so I could see Leah Michelle in the flesh. But oh no, I then learned that just because it shows that the episode airs that day doesn't mean that they're filming that day. That
Right.
means that that episode was aired the previous day. So I just missed Leah Michelle by one day. And guess who were the guests on the
Jersey
episode?
Shore.
It was the cast of Jersey fucking Shore. And I hate that show. I can't even tell you like what happened when they came out. Like I have no recollection because it made absolutely no impact on my soul, my being, my mind. They just came out there, yeah, and they just were the Jersey Shore. They were just a mess. But on the positive, Eric Dane, who played the dad on Euphoria, he was in Grey's Anatomy. And he was on Grey's Anatomy. He was the guest that came out before them because his character had just gotten killed off of Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, it's that far back. Okay,
yeah. So that's my Jersey Shore story.
You hate Jersey Shore.
I fucking hate the Jersey Shore. I could have like told that in a much more like succinct way, but I like a narrative. So my Oscar moment of the week, yes, is Selling Sunset. I'm very excited because that's the kind of like reality TV that I enjoy. Is like the I watch Selling Sunset. I watch Bling Empire, which is basically just like reality TV, Crazy Rich Asians. I watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. They're the richest housewives.
Yes.
I watch when I was growing up, I used to really like Laguna Beach and The Hills.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
And oh my God. So like when Laguna Beach was on, so I'm not going to give away like my exact latitude and longitude coordinates here because some of you guys, Pale Man from the Bodyguard vibes, but I'm from Orange County. And when the OC, remember that show, The OC?
Absolutely.
When the OC was very popular, and then Laguna Beach and the Real Housewives of Orange County, it was just like Orange County Central. We were popping out here. In 8th grade, my class went to Washington, D.C. for like a field trip.
Yeah.
And me and my best friend, like he's of the alphabet people too. He and I were at the museum. I think it's like the natural museum. Like, what is that? I don't know. There's like dinosaur bones, whatever.
Yeah.
we were in the elevator together, and these like others, like random kids from different schools were there with us, and then like one of the moms and like the kids like turned to us and was like, hey, they had like a southern accent, like, so where are y'all from? And then like me and my friend Colin, we were like, oh, we're from Orange County. And they were like, oh, Orange County. Oh my God, do you watch that show? Do you know Lauren Conrad? And
not the southern accent like that.
It's like, no, we don't. We're not. I'm not from that part. I'm not from like the rich part of Orange County. I'm from like the mid, like not near the beach. So I feel like the further you are from the beach, the less your income is. So I'm more closer to Disneyland. But don't come and find me, please. Yeah, but wow, I went on so many tangents for the Selling Sunset. In any case, Selling Sunset is back, and I'm so excited because there's just like so many like random funny things that happen. Like, do you even know the premise of Selling Sunset?
I don't know anything about this show.
Okay, so basically it's like it's basically following this real estate company that is run by these twin brothers, and all of their real estate agents, or at least the ones they showcase for the purpose of this show, are like white women. And like I think they like tried to like diversify their cast by having, there's like a biracial woman I think who joined last season. Her name is Amanda, and then apparently there's a new lady now. But like you're just basically following these like very LA women trying to sell gorgeous homes, and then they like sometimes like are very catty with each other. You know, obviously we don't support that, but like on the low, we're like, you tell her, Christine, you tell it back, Chriselle. And there's this one lady, her name is what's her name? Maya. Her name is Maya, and I forget like where she's from, but she just like is so unintentionally funny. Like one of my favorite moments from last season, if you watch Selling Sunset, you'll know what I'm about to say. They like all sit in this like open space office, and they were each at their desk, and it's like completely silent. And she just goes, the silent of the lamb.
What?
The other girls are just like, what? It's
My
so
reaction.
funny. I don't even like, that was probably like a really bad way of describing it, but it's just like kind of awkward, but that's just, I don't know, that's just Maya. She's just so funny, like unintentionally funny. She was just like,
Okay.
the silent of the lamb. And it was just
See.
like dead silent. And then the other girls were just like, what?
Okay, I'm gonna have to check out some clips. I'm gonna check out some clips.
Okay, if I can like peruse through season 3 and just like send you that part, it's like it's so funny. Like I think that when that happened like a year or so ago when season 3 aired, like a lot of people were like memeing it on Twitter.
Okay. All right, so I've probably seen the meme.
Yeah, maybe. It's
Okay.
just the silent of the lamb. And it's just like it just sits. And everyone is really confused, like what just happened.
You made this person sound like Edna from The Incredibles.
Well, because she has an accent. I forget like where she's from, and I don't mean to be offensive when I do that accent, but like she I don't know where she's from, but yeah, and she like talks about it too. And the other girls are like, "Oh, we love Maya." Like sometimes like we don't really understand like what she's talking about, but like we love her. Like it's really funny.
Okay, I got
the
you.
silent of the lab. Oh my god.
Hot mess.
Yeah.
Hot mess.
Yeah. And on that note, Silent of the Lamb, let's move on to talking about today's topic. Adele Atkins has a lot to say. Okay. So in today's Diva Dailies discography episode, we are talking about 30. Okay, so 30 at the time of recording this was released about 5 days ago on November 19th, 2021. So Angie and I are going to be having a very in-depth track by track discussion about this album, less than 1 week of it coming out.
Yes.
So 30 is the 4th studio album by English singer-songwriter Adele, released by Melted Stone and Columbia Records. Inspired by her divorce from ex-husband Simon Konecki. Divorce, babes, divorce. Adele tackles the separation on the album while discussing her motherhood and the scrutiny of fame. She wrote the album between 2018 and 2021 with various producers, including, oh, here we go, there's names, fingers crossed. Okay, including Greg Kurstin, Tobias Jesso Jr., Max Martin, and Shellback, all of whom she worked with on her previous record, 25. New collaborators on 30 include Ludwig Göransson, who does a lot of TV and film composition for shows like The Mandalorian and also the film like Tenet. He frequent collaborator with Ryan Coogler, did the music for Black Panther, Creed, for Fail Station. You've heard his music. And then Adele also worked with Inflow from the English band Salt. So Angie, here we go. When was the first time you listened to 30? Did you listen to it right when it became available at 9 p.m. here on the West Coast Pacific Standard Time?
I didn't listen to it at 9. I actually started listening to it at like 12:45.
Oh, that's a bit late.
Yeah, I was helping my sister out with homework, and so after we were done,
wow,
I know
Adele and I can't relate because we're only children. So,
and so yeah, so I helped her out with that. 12:45 hit. I was like, okay, let me go take a drive because when I listen to albums, I either want to listen to it in the pitch black or I want to go for a drive.
Yeah,
so,
drive. Ooh, this is a good driving album.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But that night actually, so I only got to track 2 or 3 because that night the fog was like crazy.
Oh,
super,
wow.
super, super crazy, like dangerous crazy.
Wow.
So I had to like stop the car, find my way back home,
Oh my
and then one of
gosh.
the streets I was driving on, the street lights were off.
Oh.
So it was like foggy. It was like a zombie movie
Oh my god,
trying
that's
to get back
scary.
home. I
Yeah.
know, right?
You're like, I do
Um
not want my Adele listening session to be set to this scene. I don't
at
think so.
all.
No.
Uh, but I got through. This is gonna be funny. I actually got through a lot of the album. I
Mhm.
decided to go to Jack in the Box, and the Jack in the Box line was super super long.
Are you
So
kidding me?
a
Jack in the
lot of
Box.
Jack in the I know, I know Jack in the Box. But
They have
when
really
I
good
got
Oreo
home,
milkshakes there.
they do, and the chicken sandwiches are fire.
Yeah.
Side note.
Yeah.
But no, when I actually sat and for real listened to it,
hmm
it was like a couple hours later. I was at home.
mm.
I turned out the lights and listened to it.
Wow.
So I know.
What a journey to get to listening to Adele.
I know.
You really made you work for it.
It was a lot. It was absolutely a lot.
Wow. So okay, so initial impressions after that journey you had.
I wasn't immediately. Oh well, there's a couple songs that made me cry,
Oh, you
but
cried. You
oh
cried while listening to this for the first time.
yes, there's two songs specifically that made me cry.
It was Can I Get It, wasn't it? Just
It
kidding.
was absolutely that song.
She like a tear shed when like that music cut in the background. She was like,
It
yes.
was "Can I Get It?" and "Oh My
Oh
God."
my God.
But yeah, no, the album didn't click with me at first, and it's because I was tired.
Okay. I was like,
So
Adele stands. I don't know what you guys are called. Assemble and attack. Send the U. Just kidding.
but I knew that that was going to be the case. So I didn't want to judge it.
hmm
I shelved it, and then the next day I listened to it again. So
And then what were your thoughts when you listened to it again? Were
you
you
said,
like,
and then
and then continue? I'm trying to give you a chance at redemption here.
no, it was different. I love the album.
Oh, okay.
Um, I actually like. I genuinely love this album.
I'm like, well,
It's,
you better because you got like 3 different copies of it.
I know, right? That would be horrible.
Angie's
That
like,
would be horrible.
rescind. Can I cancel my order?
But no, no, the album it's different for her
hmm
sonically,
Yeah.
musically.
Yeah.
Um, of course, even lyrically, it's different. She's
Yeah.
more mature.
hmm
Um, because before the way that she would approach a breakup, it's like, you did this to me.
Yeah.
You need your heart broken like I got my heart broken. It's like
Right. Like, we
you.
could have had an hour. Just
Right.
like shaking them guy, like, God, God.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This one was very, hey, we needed to walk away from each other.
Mm.
Let's be grown about this situation. But my heart is absolutely broken. And here's how I'm trying to deal with it. So I was
Mm.
like, okay, Miss 30, all right.
Yeah. She's like, there's a
Growth.
3 in my age now. So this
All
is
right.
what the terms and conditions are.
Exactly. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
this was very grown up Adele, and I loved it.
Okay. Well, my turn. So, back to me. It's me and Adele now. Okay, so the first time I listened to 30, so I had like literally the complete opposite like experience of you in terms of like it seemed very like it was just like not the right mood and tone you were setting for
Yeah,
30
yeah.
of like I'm gonna drive and then it's like a scary horror scene and then you're like in the Jack in the Box and then you're no mine like I don't know like I guess Adele really wanted me to listen to this album because like I got home at a good decent hour and my mom and dad saw that we had because I still have Adele's one night special on my
Oh,
DVR still.
yeah, yeah.
So And my dad like really likes Adele. So my dad was like, oh, I want to watch it. I want to watch it. So like I rewatched that with my
Hey,
parents.
okay.
And then after that, they went to sleep. And it was just, and this is like literally one of my favorite times, like in life, in a day, is when like it's there's a distinct difference between being home alone versus being like in a house where but like everyone else is asleep but you. And I love
Right.
the latter, like I because it just
I
makes me feel,
see.
it makes me feel like, ooh, like I'm doing something that I'm not supposed to be doing, even though like it's only 9 o'clock, you're fine. So but I'm like, I'm really living on the edge right now. Woo! Listening to this Adele album at 9 p.m.
9:15.
Yeah. So they went to sleep and it was just like me and Adele, and I was like waiting for this album to come out. I had maybe about like an hour left before it came here to the
Right.
West Coast. So I was like, I'm gonna watch this Zane Lowe interview.
Oh,
So
yeah, yeah.
I watched the interview like on my nice TV. Everything is quiet. No one
That's
is
smart.
interrupting me. And I was like, oh my God, this is great. Like this is really setting the tone. And then right
Right.
when it finished, it was maybe like 9:15-ish when I finished watching that interview. The album was ready. And then I
Boom.
hit play. I
Oh,
had my headphones here and I was just like kind of pacing back and forth. I didn't sit while listening to this. I was like
wow.
walking around because I feel like I think better when I'm like pacing back
Yeah.
and forth. So I was like really like I was really in an Adele headspace.
Wow. See, that's what I wish I
Boom.
had.
Boom.
Listen.
And because of that, as soon as I finished listening to the album, I was like, once it finished, I was like, this is her best album. Like, I literally had that thought. I was like, this is Adele's best album. Like, I was that taken by it. But but
Wow.
aside from it, like, being like just a really solid piece of work, I think it was also because like I had like this really nice build up to the
Right, right.
moment that I wasn't able to experience this like by myself. Like, it was just like me and Adele. It was
But as
quiet.
you should, the build up,
Yeah.
that's a nice build up.
Yeah.
That's a
I
build
know how
up
to
that
set
you
the tone,
wanted.
ladies. I know how to set the tone. For me, the journey, that's what Lori Blue deserved.
Glad you got it right this time.
Yeah. I almost called her Blue Lori. I wonder if like Adele feels like a certain kinship to Blue Ivy.
She probably does.
Because she's like, oh,
She
I'm a
is
blue too.
she is a hardcore Hive member.
Yeah. Adele,
Hardcore.
Adele, when
Yeah.
she like first met Blue Ivy, she was like, I'm blue, da ba dee da ba dee da ba da da ba dee da.
That's a song though. I love
Yeah,
that song,
I
by the
love
way.
that song too. What is that? Eiffel 65 or
Eiffel
whatever?
6, yeah. Is it
Yeah. Or
65,
it might
67,
it might be
69?
it's a number. It's a number.
Yes.
I'm blue, da, ba. It's like
That
her and Blue Ivy. I'm blue. Dee, da, 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 da.
just
Maybe
getting
there's like
lit.
a secret Facebook group for all the people who have like blue in their name. And like that's what it's called.
But
It's
it's
called
just them two.
I'm yeah, maybe it's them too. It's called I'm blue parentheses dabba dee dabba da.
And it's literally just them two.
Yeah. Just like in the video where it's just like the two blue aliens like riding in that little spaceship. Have you ever seen the
That
video?
yes,
Yeah.
that's really my
Disney Channel.
Disney Channel. I used to listen to it on Radio Disney all the time.
They used to play music videos and
Boom.
play the jams on Radio Disney.
Yeah.
Speaking of the jams on Radio Disney, this Adele 30. um
That segue.
but yeah, that was how I came
See,
through this album.
I wish I had that experience.
I do
wish.
too. I do
Yeah.
too. Like
Ah,
that's what a dissonance of being in a Jack in the Box while listening
I know.
to like what are the opening lyrics of the first song? I'm taking flowers to the cemetery of my
Yeah.
heart, and
I'll be taking flowers to the cemetery of my heart.
and you are standing at a Jack in the Box with
Yeah.
the fluorescent lights just beaming
Yeah.
down on you. There's a lot of people at this Jack in the Box
Yep.
apparently. Adele is singing
The
her
freeways
heart.
right there.
Yeah, the freeway's right there. She's like singing, she's like emotionally purging to you in her ear, and you're at a Jack in the Box.
I'm at a Jack in the Box.
Oh my God.
It made it better because I was in the drive-through.
Oh, okay. So you weren't inside. You were in the
no,
drive-through. Okay.
Yeah, it was like a 24-hour Jack in the Box.
Oh,
But
we
that
love
line was
those.
like an in and out line. Don't know why everybody decided to get Jack in the Box at 1:30 in the morning, but
Yikes.
there I was
Man.
in that
Well,
situation.
this episode is not sponsored by Jack in the Box, by the way. Yeah. Well, I guess we're going to go through the songs now. We're going to do our song breakdown where we go track by track, talking about all 12 songs on 30. This is a little bit different from the way we did it for the holiday albums last season. We only picked 3 songs each, and then we talked about maybe the one song we disliked the most. This time, we're giving Adele her full due, and we're going to go track by track by track. And once we finish doing that, Angie and I will go back and forth, sharing our top 3 favorites from the album, as well as the underrated gem. So,
Yes.
track 1, Strangers by Nature. Let's play a little bit of that. I just had to say that for, the recording. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm not playing a little bit of that. So, you could pause it right now. I'm not giving you that experience over here. You get the comedy in the video version.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so what were your thoughts on Strangers by Nature?
It caught me off guard.
Because that opening lyric though.
The opening lyric, but not necessarily the opening lyric.
The way it sounded. Yeah.
I said, wait, this doesn't sound like anything that she's done in a while. It sounded very 19 Adele.
So
and
when you were like, oh, this sounds a little bit 19, were you like, whoa, or were you like,
oh no, I was excited because I love 19.
Yeah,
19
me too.
is that
I really
album.
like 19. Yeah.
Oh yes, but it also set me up to not know what was coming next, which was nice.
Oh, okay.
Because even then, so the beginning sounded very 19, and then we get into 1930s, 40s Hollywood sounding, early Disney sound, and I was like, wait, what is going on? And she's talking about heartbreak, and that first line is a phenomenal first line for an album opener. Yeah. But I was just like, what is going on? I love it, but what is going on?
Yeah, right I felt like the minute it started, and maybe like because I had watched the Zane Lowe interview right before, in that interview, in case you guys haven't watched it, Adele talked about how she watched Judy. Wait, have you watched the Zane Lowe interview?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a part in that interview where she talks about how she watched the movie Judy, and she was really taken by the music from that film and just like the music from that era. So, just want to give a shout out. Thank you, Judy Garland and Renee Zellweger, for your contributions to this album. Because I really loved Judy. Like, I loved that movie. You could go back on my YouTube channel. I was like, the Renaissance Best Actress, Renee Zellweger, Renaissance, come on. And she won the Best Actress Oscar, but clearly Adele was taken by it too. And it really shows up in this song. And I would also say a bit too in Love is a Game by the end. But I felt like this song was like really cinematic and immersive.
Yes.
And I just looked here at the credits, and this makes sense because Ludwig Göransson was the producer of this particular track. And then he also co-composed and was the co-lyricist with Adele. Adele writes all of her own music, by the way, in case you didn't know that. But I really liked this one. Like, it really set the tone for me. I was like, ooh, Adele.
I don't know about you, but when I listen to music for the first time, I'll either one, see colors, two, have a whole, like, as a choreographer, like picture a whole like piece of choreography with it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Or three, create a whole music video in my head.
See, I'm the latter. I think I'm more of like the story, the visual narrative. My favorite artist is one of the two is Michael. So,
there you go. Makes
music
sense.
video artists. I like that. I like stories. So yeah.
So when I listen to Strangers by Nature, I don't know why this came into mind, but the movie Moonlight, like the way it was shot,
Oh, okay.
like that was very much in my head as I was listening to it.
Mm. Yeah, I
Yeah.
could see that visual going with this for sure.
See?
Yeah, I get the vision.
Yeah.
You know what my favorite part of this song though was? What was her like ad libs towards the end? You know when she's
Mm,
like, I'm not gonna do it. But like, you know when she like kind of does like her, I don't know,
yeah.
she kind of starts running a little bit towards the end. I was
Hmm.
like,
The
it
whole
felt like
outro.
it felt very like diva-esque to me.
Yes.
Like,
Oh
you know,
no.
when we think like, you know, like the Whitneys and the Barbaras and like the
Yeah.
Arethas and the Mariahs and the Etta James, like each of those ladies, they have like such a specific like vocal thing that they do. And I
Yes.
felt like Adele was kind of doing that in the outro of this song. I was like,
I
oh,
agree.
she's following in the diva tradition.
And what made it better was the keys, the piano in the back.
Mm,
Oh my gosh. Yes. I just loved the accompaniment of like the musical choices on the
yeah,
outro.
yeah,
And then when she goes, all right, I'm ready. At
yeah.
the end, I'm like, yes, okay, all right,
And
girl,
you're like, oh my god, I'm ready to, I guess.
let's do this.
Oh
Let's do
god.
this.
Well, that takes us to track two then. Are you
Yes.
good with what we covered for Strangers by Nature? Were you like, oh no,
Yes.
no, I was just getting warmed up.
Oh, no,
Okay.
no, no.
Okay, okay. We could move on to track two.
Yes.
Okay, so track two, Easy on Me.
Easy on
This was the
me.
lead single
Yes.
from the album.
Yes.
Let's see here. Produced by Greg Kurstin, co-composed, co-lyricist with Adele here. So what were your initial thoughts when you heard Easy on Me
So I've said this in another
in a
podcast,
previous, yeah.
that I just wasn't feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
I will stand by that. But I
Mm-hmm.
also think after watching the interview and listening to it in context with the full album, it sits really well with the rest of the album. Um, and I think it was a great single after watching a couple interviews. And the reason why she chose it as a first single, I respect it. I
Yeah.
have much more respect for the song for
Yeah.
sure. But it feels like it's unlike every other song. This is the most traditional Adele song
Yeah.
on the album
Yeah.
for sure.
Do you think like
Yeah.
that was like, well, I don't want to say like strategic because it makes it sound like a bit like she's like plotting behind the scenes. That's
Right.
the picture I'm pretty sure Adele has. But do you think that was kind of maybe on the back of her mind because if she's been gone for so long? Had she come out with like maybe another song on this album, people would have been like, wait, what the hell is going on? Like maybe this seemed like a safer lead single choice as well as like
I
just
do.
her personal reasons.
Yeah, I think this was the safe choice. And also, like she said in an interview, we thought she was coming out with like, I hate this man,
Yeah.
like that kind of energy. And
Yeah.
this very much was, no, 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 we're adults. Um, just be easy on my feelings. We're like in this place where we just cannot be together. It's very adult. And it really in context sets us up for the whole album.
Right.
Um, but I think has she come out with a different mm, there's other songs on the album that I think she could have come out that could have come out first for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
She had
Um,
options.
she has a lot of options on this
Yeah.
album. Um, but I think this is a nice album. It She was gone for 5 years, and this is familiar. So sucks us in.
Familiar. Yeah.
Boom. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I feel like I was one of the few people probably when this song came out. I was like, oh, I really like this.
Mm.
Maybe because
I mean
like
that's fair.
I wasn't putting like not because I, you know, don't think she can meet my high expectations, but I just wasn't like being like, oh, Adele is back
Yeah.
and like I just was like, okay, there's a new Adele song, let's listen.
Right.
And I found this song very like comforting because it's so feels very familiar to
Yeah, yeah.
Adele. I really think like that piano melody is easily recognizable. Like even if
Yeah,
you watch the when she performs at like different specials, like the
right.
minute it starts, people are like, "Whoa!" Like because they like
Yeah, yeah,
they immediately like
exactly.
recognize it, and I think that's
Yeah,
like the mark of a good song is like
absolutely.
memorable melody.
Yeah,
And I feel like too, because like, we know that this entire like album is really born out of like a place of pain for Adele and like
exactly.
navigating her divorce. And because I was like, I knew that kind of like going into the song, but like I feel like especially watching interviews like you said, you
Right.
it becomes more apparent when you listen to the lyrics. I felt like it reminded me of like growing up, and like even still to this day I'm like, for me personally, like I'm really lucky that my parents are still together, but I realized that like a good majority of my friends are actually like children of divorce, and like I have family members too, like my cousins, they're children of divorce too. And
Right.
when you grow up with those kids, these are my friends, like they're like I've kind of been like the shoulder and like the ear to
I see.
them.
Yeah, yeah.
So like I remember like one of my best friends when we were like in fourth grade, he like told me like my mom and dad like don't sleep in the same room anymore. Like my dad
Right.
sleeps on the couch, my mom sleeps upstairs.
Yeah.
And then like I had another friend who was telling me like, yeah, I don't really like, I'm like starting to go to therapy because like my parents want me to see someone, but like I'm just having
Yeah.
like a really hard time like trying to figure out
Right.
how to be in this weird relationship that my parents have. And
Yeah.
like each person is affected differently by the divorce of their parents, but they're all
Exactly.
affected in some way. And
Yeah.
especially like having these people in my life from like a young age to now still, I
Right.
could see how that has like kind of carried with them, and how that affects the relationships that like they have with other
Right.
people, whether or
Yeah.
not they're like super like, I really like kind of like Adele, like I really want to have a nuclear family because I didn't have the nuclear family, or
Right.
they're very like, I don't want a relationship at all whatsoever. So I
Yeah.
had like, when I was listening to this song, I was like thinking of that, but also thinking of
Mm.
this idea too of like, as you get older,
Yeah.
your parents like become like actually real people.
Yes.
They're
Yes.
no longer this like all knowing, all well-being like person where it's like, and like
Right.
the buck stops, you're like, you just like, because when you're like a kid you just think your parents know everything, but as you get older
Exactly.
you're like, oh, they're people too.
They're
So
human
like
beings.
putting those two ideas together, I felt like Easy on Me was kind of like the amalgamation of that, like realizing that our parents
Yeah.
are people too, and they make mistakes, and they understand that this divorce is going to be hard on their kid. It's like hearing the parents' side
Right.
of this, especially
Yeah,
like, I mean,
yeah.
for someone like me who I was so used to hearing what it was like from a child's
Right.
perspective,
Right,
hearing it
right.
from like the parents' perspective, I was like, damn, I'm getting old. But that was really my main takeaway. I'm getting old. But yeah, that was my
Wow.
thoughts on that. I
On
know
Easy on Me.
I was delving deep there. Angela's like, oh my
Yeah.
God, she's like serious for a second.
I mean, no, I mean, pretty much all you said, that's how I felt about the next track.
Oh, okay.
And
So
it's
let's
obvious.
transition to My Little
Segway.
Love. Let's play a little bit of that. Okay. So My Little Love, go for it, girl. You have thoughts.
I do. Off rip. So this was one of the songs. This is one of the three songs that I was listening to in the car driving through the fog.
Oh, ooh, that's
And the
scary.
mood.
Yeah, it's
This
like,
was like
ooh.
this was before like it got really, really, really super dangerous foggy. So
Mm-hmm.
there was like kind of
A vibe.
a vibe.
Yeah.
And immediately like when it starts, the background vocals are breathy and airy and haunting. They're
Mm-hmm.
very haunting. But then the beat drops and the bass hits, and I was just like, this is like before I really listened to it lyrically. I
Mhm.
was just like, this is a whole R&B vibe. So that caught me off guard.
Yeah, like when it first started off, I was like, this feels like a very like sensual slow jam. But like because I watched the Zane Lowe interview, I knew that this song was about like her son. So I was like, oh my god,
Oh,
Adele, I
see.
feel like really awkward listening to this like kind of groove it or but then I'm like, oh, this is about the son. And then the
Yes.
voice memos started, and I was like,
Listen.
ooh, this got really sad. Let me stop.
So I I am really happy I didn't watch any interviews before this
Mm, okay.
because the surprises that kept happening.
Oh,
Well, and I love that about music. Like if you're an
yeah,
artist that can surprise me as I'm listening to a song,
yeah,
it's just my favorite thing in the world.
yeah.
So I was first caught off guard with how R&B, how contemporary R&B it was. And I
Uh-huh.
think this is going to be a theme throughout the whole album because for the most part this is a traditional R&B album
Yeah,
through and through.
yeah.
Um but yeah, I was caught off guard by the vibe. It felt
Mhm.
very 70s at the same time as it felt contemporary.
Mhm.
Um, when I heard her son, then I was like, wait, hold on, let me see what this is about. And then the chorus hit. I said, okay, we're about to get in our feels. And yes, when that voicemail hit at the end, I
Oh,
cried. I was undone. I was like, third track. Usually she gets me like second to the last track, the third to the last. No, but third track in, I was undone. Like,
I felt so bad for her.
oh my gosh,
It was like all of those voice memos, honestly, were like, I was like, I can't believe like she put this on here. Like, we
that's what
shouldn't
I
be
was
listening to
thinking.
this.
That's exactly what I was thinking. It felt intrusive as well as very intimate in a very special way.
Hmm.
Um, it gave me the same vibe as when I first listened to Zion by Lauryn Hill.
Oh, I love that song. Yeah.
And even though there was no voice memos in that, it just still felt very intimate.
Hmm.
Um,
And that's a song that's for her
her
son
son,
too. Yeah.
yeah. Um, but it also it made me cry because again I humanized my mother.
Mm,
So I'm a child of divorce as well.
okay. Oh, wow.
Um,
I must be yours must be a very high divorce rate in the country, in the world,
there
or
is.
maybe
I
I
mean,
just attract broken hearts. I don't know.
but for me, like my parents' divorce happened like when I was close to 18,
Oh,
and I
so
was
yeah,
not brokenhearted. I
okay,
was
so that
like,
affects you differently versus like,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then I was like, y'all need to be not together. So can y'all hurry this up? Like
Right.
that was
Yeah,
our
yeah.
feeling.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so we weren't necessarily sad about it. We were just like, hurry it up so we can figure out what's going on
Mm,
next.
okay, yeah.
Um, but my mom, she uh I didn't get to hear from her side through the divorce. And I was
Mm,
kind of an asshole to her in my teenage years.
mm-hmm.
So then, I mean, I've had a conversation with her like a few years ago about it, or like I apologize and
Yeah,
uh like I humanized her then, but
yeah.
it like came back listening to the song, and I'm like, I wonder if my mother had moments like this
Mm,
where she just like break down crying while we're asleep or something like that. Like,
yeah,
and I was just like, I was so brokenhearted. I was just like, oh my goodness, Mama, I
yeah,
love you.
yeah.
Like,
Like I feel like the chorus of the song when she's like, I'm holding on, mama's got a
yes,
lot to learn. It's just like so like full
I
and
know.
consuming and heavy, and you're just
Yes,
like
yeah,
like staring out into the abyss, like, oh my god, my parents or parents of
exactly,
divorce. You're just like, because it's not like, because as kids we think like we're the center of the universe, but then
exactly.
as you get older you're like, no, our parents are people too, and like they were
Yeah,
carrying some
like
heavy shit on their shoulders.
whole human beings with whole lives that didn't sit around us. Even though at least for my parents, like I was their center.
Yeah.
But I just keep forgetting, like when my mom tells me stories about before I was born, or like her high school years or
Yeah.
early college years, and I'm just like, you did what? You did,
Yeah. Because
oh what?
that's like another thing too, that like you realize like, oh my god, like my parents like had full lives before me.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
I've like for the past couple of years, like my mom has a group of friends that she met through nursing school, and like
Yeah.
they like usually do like full on girls trips, and I tag along because I have to play chauffeur to all of them. And but like when I see my mom with her friends, she's like so like vibrant and energized, and I'm like,
Yeah.
who are you? Like, oh my god, you had friends like
Right.
before
Exactly.
me. But it's like true, really. Like
Right.
your
Right.
parents were people before you, and they had full
Yeah.
lives before you, like good, but also
Yeah.
like tough times too.
Right. Yeah. This song was definitely a standout for me. Um,
Yeah,
musically phenomenal.
I think this is one of her most unique songs in her
I
entire catalog.
I agree. I absolutely agree. And I want to point out something that I'm going to keep saying over and over again. But her background vocals on this album,
Are so good. They're so
so
good.
phenomenal.
And they're like arranged so nicely
Oh
too.
my gosh.
Yeah, I'm
Like
completely there with you. Yeah.
I was
I
taken
I
aback.
I thought like maybe she hired like background singers, but oh no, that's her.
Oh, that's her. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
I,
her. I didn't know that. So until I like watched that other the Q interview, I was like, "Oh,
yeah.
wow. Adele is like she's so thoughtful about the way she like thinks about her music." Like
Yeah.
you could really tell like in interviews, but also by the way like every song that she makes is constructed. Like she at her very like essence and being is a fan of music. And it's
Right.
so well thought
And
out. It's
and I
not just
think
like blah. Like she really
yeah,
thinks about it.
and I think that's a big thing, especially with artists today and R&B. And I hate, I'm gonna talk about race again, but I hate that I'm like siding with a white artist in
Okay.
R&B, in the
Yeah,
R&B
yeah.
landscape. But a lot of R&B artists today just don't have the dynamics in their songs. A lot of artists, period, today
Yeah.
just don't know how to make a record and are not huge fans of music enough to study to be better.
Yeah. It's like, you know
Uh,
what? When you say that, it kind of reminds me of like a couple years ago, I think, Ella May was asked
yeah,
on the
yeah.
red carpet, like,
Oh,
what's your favorite Aretha Franklin song? And like
yes.
this is an artist. She's black, right?
Yeah. I think yeah,
Okay.
she's half black,
Or
yeah.
she okay. So she like, and at the very least, like you're in the music industry, you're an
Exactly.
R&B artist, was
Exactly.
unable to name an Aretha Franklin song.
Right.
My goodness.
I see, and that's the thing. It's not like I remember hopping on Twitter after that happened, and people were like, "Well, give her a break. She's not of this time." But I'm like, if you do that with any other form of art, right? As a dancer, as a black dancer, if I said to you, I don't know who Debbie Allen is
Right. Or I don't know who Alvin Ailey is. Like,
or Alvin Ailey, we'd be like, what? Who are you
yeah,
talking about? Like,
right.
and it's not like we're saying you need to know everybody across genres, but if
Know
you're an
the
R&B
basics.
artist, R&B, you have to know Aretha
Yeah.
at the very minimum. Aretha,
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder, like Whitney Houston. There's certain
I
people you have to know.
and I think like that's kind of the difference with like maybe like just like this generation and the previous generation, or even like, you know, an artist like Adele, who like you can really tell like she's such a fan of music and she
Yeah,
really studies, is like if you watch any like interviews with like Whitney or a Michael or a Prince or a Janet, like they
they
like
are fans.
they know their music. Like
Yeah,
they could say like, yeah, like you know, on that record, and I was reading this liner note and like
yeah,
Mariah Carey's like another one too. Like when
exactly.
you ask them questions about like their art and their music, like
Yeah,
they could make all of these like different references that goes to show like
right.
they have like they're very studied, and that's why
Yeah,
it like shows up in their work. Whereas like
exactly.
maybe with like a good chunk of these like newer artists, they're maybe not doing the research necessary, which is like so
Right.
wild to me because it's like never been easier than now
Exactly.
to do that. Like
Exactly.
it just doesn't really make any sense to me. So
Well, and also the way the industry is at this point, you have to be formulaic almost.
mm,
You yeah, you almost have to be formulaic to be popular. And it's especially in the R&B world.
mm,
R&B is not popular right now. So you have to make a specific type of R&B to be popular. And even then, I think like the quote unquote soul artists, the newer artists who are trying to feel like soul music, it doesn't feel super authentic to me. Like even a Silk Sonic, like
okay,
even
yeah,
though they're very funk and soul, it just feels disingenuous at the same time.
right,
Like
yeah,
we're almost trying to mimic it.
yeah,
Whereas Adele, and again, I hate that a white artist is like being the example, but she studied and you
yeah,
can hear it so well on this record, specifically on this song. Just I love when you can hear the influences without it completely sounding like their influence. And
right.
just by listening to this record, it's like, oh, maybe she was listening to Curtis Mayfield or
Mm.
Donny Hathaway, or
And she brings that up in the
and she
Q
brings it
interview.
up.
The guy asked her
Yeah,
like, "What music were you listening to?" And she was like, "I was listening to like Al Green, Donny
yeah.
Hathaway, a lot of Marvin Gaye,
And it
like
sounds like it.
yeah." And she says like real like seven like a lot of soul music,
Yeah,
and then she even says like the reason why I love that era of music is because they weren't interested in like the best take, they were more
yeah.
interested in like
Oh,
a raw take.
which we're
And I
gonna
was like,
talk about on a different song, but
right. Oh yeah.
uh,
Cause I feel like that. And like there's like kind of different artists that you hear too. Like for me, I hear on a later song, like I kind of hear like a Carole King a little bit
yeah,
too.
okay, yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like she's just like
Also,
pulling from all of these different places, but she still like makes it
exactly,
her own. That's why you're like, oh my God, this is so
for sure.
good. Yeah.
Yeah,
If
and
you're a
I
fan of music,
also
I feel like you'll really like this album.
the fact that this song is 6 minutes and 30 seconds. We have to start talking about how lengthy her songs are,
Mm-hmm.
because it's so important, especially in a time where songs generally are. It is rare now to get like a full 4 minute song
Mm-hmm.
from artists. Um, but the way she allows the song to breathe, and mostly on all the songs on the album,
Mm-hmm.
she gives the space for the song to breathe, and that makes all the difference. We get to really um really identify with the music. We get to
Mm-hmm.
really identify with the lyrics. We get to sit with the background vocals in a way that we wouldn't be able to sit with the background vocals. There's space. She gives us space for us to just think in our
Right.
own thoughts. Like it's just, oh,
She like really takes her time.
she does. And I
She's not
appreciate
trying
it.
to like appease an algorithm
Exactly.
or a social media app, which we'll be talking about later.
Later.
But yeah,
Yeah.
this is a good one. I can't believe Billboard did like a ranking of all of the songs on this album.
Really?
Guess where they ranked guess where they ranked My Little Love.
11.
Yeah, so you saw the list.
I did it.
Oh well, yeah, they
But
ranked
the
it
way
number
your
11.
toe,
It was I was like I when I saw that I like quote tweeted Pop Crave and I was like, this is My Little Love slander. Like how dare
what?
you listen to this song and place it so low?
And below the next three tracks?
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. No shade to
Yeah.
the next three tracks, but below the next three tracks?
Yeah. Here we go.
Okay.
Well, on that note, let's move on to the next track. Track 4, Cry Your Heart Out. Let's see. I want to look at the credits here. Cry Your Heart Out. Okay, so producer is Greg Kurstin again, and then co-composer, co-lyricist with Adele. So he did the previous two with her. So what are your thoughts on Cry Your Heart Out?
Um, I was caught off guard.
Yeah, because you're just like, because
by
it's like so like heavy, and then it's just like cry.
yeah, I was
You're
like,
like,
wait,
what
this, yeah, it caught me off guard. Um, if I was the type of person to skip, it
you
probably
would have
would
been
have
a
been a skip.
skip. Hmm.
Um, and it just started becoming a fave like yesterday.
This one grows on you. I'll admit I was kind of in a
Yes.
similar place with you. Like when I first heard this, I wasn't like, ooh, I don't like it, but I was just like, hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of, but I also got to say too, you guys remember this is only a week out. Adele albums are notorious for simmering. So like in a year, I might feel completely different about this whole album and how it
Mm.
makes me feel. The same way I did with 25 and
Hmm.
19.
Hmm.
21 was pretty cut and dry, of, like how I felt about it.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
Adele's albums usually have room to simmer and grow.
right.
And this was definitely one of those tracks. But what I do appreciate is it feels like an upbeat song, and it's
But
so sad. It's a
yeah,
sad song.
and she talked about that in the Zane Lowe interview too.
Yeah,
She was
I
like,
do
I think
appreciate.
she said something like, yeah, like if you listen to the lyrics, like they're really sad because like I was clearly in a really depressed state. But for those
Yeah,
of you who like don't listen to lyrics at all, you're just gonna be like, oh, this is a cheery song.
exactly. Like a sad dance queen.
Yeah.
Like,
Um, I felt like this one, I was talking to I have a it's kind of like weird how to like label your these relationships that you make with people online who like watch the stuff that you make on YouTube or they listen to your podcast and you like talk
yeah.
to them occasionally. It's like, are you my friend or like, but Sean, in case you're listening to this, friend of the internet, he's a really big the impression I got from him is that he seems to really be a big Adele fan.
Right.
And he was telling me that, and I agree with him on this. He said that to him, this felt a lot like 19, this song.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is a total 19 bop.
Yeah.
If it was on this out on the 19 album, I could definitely see it being in there.
It was giving me like, when Adele first came out here in the US, on VH1, she was kind of like under this like kind of like program of artists they were doing called like VH1 artists you ought to know.
Yes.
Like that
Oh,
whole
back
era
in the
of like,
day.
yeah, like that whole era of like when Adele first came out and like Amy Winehouse was one of those artists and like
Yes.
Duffy, like this was the song
Okay.
that like put me back in that place. I was like, this is a VH1 artist you ought to know. Hi,
I
my
was
name is
gonna
Adele.
say,
Like,
this is very, very remnant of the British invasion that happened in the early 2000s.
yeah.
Um, like you said, Duffy, uh, Amy Winehouse, Corinne Bailey Ray.
Corinne Bailey Ray, yeah,
This was
yeah.
very much their sound, and it definitely um takes you back. But I think it catches you off guard because for the first three tracks, it's so haunting,
Yeah.
and then boom, we're back in 19 again. It's like, wait, hold up.
Yeah.
All right,
Hmm. Yeah, it's an interesting one on in the album for sure.
yeah, and interesting placement. It shouldn't be interesting, but I find it interesting.
Because it just like kind of catches you off guard.
Yeah,
Because the first three, like, they feel really like, ooh, man,
yeah,
wow. But then it's like it seems like she has perked up. But if
right.
you listen to the lyrics, it's like, no, I'm still
She
really
hasn't.
depressed. Yeah.
What I think could have made the transition better is the interlude right here,
Mm,
because we go from her not sobbing, but like super sad at the end of the previous track, and then
yeah.
it's boop, you
Yeah.
know. And I don't think, even though there was an outro to that song, I don't think we had time to really sit with it.
Hmm.
So maybe if there was an interlude in between, and then boom, we get that. I
Hmm.
think that would have been better. That's just my
I
suggestion.
think like the more I think about Crier, what is it, Crier Heart Out? I've because like she talks about how like it was essentially about her like depressive state. Maybe
Yeah.
like Adele had like high functioning depression. You know, when like you look
Oh,
at those people who like they seem like they're fine, but then on the inside they're like actually not fine.
I mean,
Like that meme of the dog when everything is like on fire around him. He's like,
yes.
this is fine. Like
Yeah. I mean, it feels like she was like very open. It sounded like she was depressed.
yeah,
I don't think she's um negating it.
right.
It sounds very much like she was in a, she said in another interview too, it felt like she was in a scary place.
Mm,
So it sounded like she was like in a very super dark depression, you know.
right. Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like also too, maybe she was like formatting the album lyrically, not necessarily musically,
Mm,
if that makes sense.
okay.
Because if you follow what she's talking about lyrically, everything makes sense to the end.
She's more like a narrative journey through her
Yes,
lyrics, sort of thing.
right. And not necessarily a musical one.
Right. Well, let's move on to track 5. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, so track 5, let me look at the credits here. Okay, so again, producer, co-composer, co-lyricist Greg Kurstin.
Hmm.
Thoughts? Oh my
Again,
God. When it first started, I was like, that's how for me, like every time a new song
yeah.
started, I was like, oh, oh,
it
especially this
was
one.
it was so poppy. It was so unlike Adele, um, upbeat. I would have given this a skip as well.
Oh wow,
Upon
that's an unpopular opinion, I feel.
is it?
I feel like there's a lot of people that really go up for oh my God.
Well, I mean
Has it
now
grown
I
on
rock
you?
with it. Yes, it had to grow, but when I first heard it, I was like, mm, I don't know. But again, I was
Okay.
still reeling from the previous track of being shocked by that one. So I was just like, what is going on? And
Angie is like, I'm processing.
um, but it felt very like 2014, 2015 pop record. Like, remember that song by Kiara Gold? Oh, you should just slip it in. I'm gonna send you the link.
Send me the link.
But this sounds very much like a 2014 2016 pop record.
Mm.
Um, so that kind of caught me off guard. It almost felt dated to me.
Oh, dated.
Yes, and I don't know if that was obviously it was bad in my initial thoughts,
Yeah,
but
you were like,
yeah, it just caught me off guard.
uh-huh.
But now it's a whole bop.
Okay.
I rocked with it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I really liked this. I'm not like, I'm not gonna say. I mean, I really liked this one, but it wasn't. I wouldn't say it's like my favorite
yeah,
on the
yeah.
album. But I really liked it.
Right, right. Yeah, I don't think it was a bad song.
Yeah,
Um, it was just
I think
like,
I was surprised like when this started because again, like you know, with all the interviews she was doing, like divorce, babe, divorce. Like I was like, maybe we're
yeah,
not getting any up tempos on this album. So when an up tempo came, I was like, there's a
right.
bop here, like
Yes. And that's how I
yeah,
felt about the last one. It was just like, what? Like,
yeah.
you know, um, and it was just so different for her. Like, she doesn't really have another song like this in her catalog.
Hmm.
It's super contemporary, uh, just super traditionally pop,
Mm-hmm.
American pop, you know?
That's interesting because for me, I felt like this sounded like a natural progression of her up tempo stuff. Like I feel
Oh,
like I could hear, like if I, like when I first heard this, oh my God, I was like, oh, this is kind of like maybe not as like much of a banger, but it kind of was like reminding me of like a rumor has it.
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I could see that.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Because
could
like
see
I
the
don't
natural progression.
like sonically, I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah,
like that makes sense for someone who released rumor has it to make a song like oh my God.
yeah.
Like it's not like,
Okay.
whoa, what the? More, it was more so what the I thought this was divorce, babe. Divorce.
Right.
Like, not drink every time I say divorce, babe. Divorce. Because like that is really the tagline of 30. But yeah, I was just more so like, oh my God, I wasn't expecting like bops on the album.
Right. No, that makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
because side note, I am actually listening to the songs as we're talking. So if you see me in
Angie's
YouTubers
like, that's why I'm like
bopping my
not really
head.
listening to what she's saying.
But now, as I'm listening to it, the drums feel very much like 21,
Yeah.
like the rolling in the deep drums.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I see that. I can see
Mm-hmm.
that.
Well, can we move on to
Yes.
Can I Get It?
Can I get it?
Okay, so Can I Get It? I'm really happy that I didn't look at the credits going into the first time listening to this album, because
Okay.
after like I finished, you know, listening to the album and I looked at the credits, I was like, oh, that makes so much sense because Max Martin,
I
Max
see.
Martin, Max Martin. In case you don't know who Max Martin is, just like Google him and you'll realize that you basically grew up with a lot of his pop music.
Yeah.
um, what were your thoughts on Can I Get It?
I love this record. I
Woo!
love this record so much.
Yes, I'm so there with you.
I will say,
Oh my God.
when I first heard it, I said, "Oh, this is the natural progression from Rolling in the Deep. This is
Okay.
what it."
Okay. Yeah, I can
Because
hear that. I can hear
you
that.
hear the drums, the
And the
build up.
guitar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh!" But then what caught me off guard is like the acoustic drop.
Yes.
I
Oh
said, "What?"
my
And
God.
the little whistles. I said,
Brilliant, amazing, legendary, iconic. Like for me, like okay, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna say this is literally one of my favorite Adele bops to have ever
"I can see
bopped.
that."
Like
Yeah.
I'm like full on Emma Thompson dancing to this.
Not Emma
Okay.
Thompson.
Okay. Like when this first started, I was like, oh, Adele said yeehaw. Let me go. Let me go find my mom's cowboy hat that she got when she saw her friends in Texas. I was like, let me get my yeehaw. I was like, daddy lessons. What is happening? But yeah, when that pre-chorus, when the music cuts and it's just her
Yeah.
voice, like what a surprise.
It,
What
oh,
a surprise. Like I wish I could experience that moment again for the first time. Like
yeah.
when that happened, I literally was like, oh, and then with
Yeah.
the chorus with the whistle,
Yeah.
oh, it
Yeah,
was so
it
good.
goes back to what I was saying earlier, where I love an artist who gives me surprises when I'm listening to their music.
Mm-hmm.
And this was a good surprise because
Surprise.
you think, because she's
You think.
you're so accustomed to Adele building and then giving an insane vocal in the chorus, and she said, "No,
Mm-hmm. She like pulls
can
it
I get
back.
it right now?"
And
Like she
she
pulls
just like
back.
that. And it's just
Yeah,
the
it's just
guitar.
chill. Like
Oh God.
she's not giving crazy vocal performance here. It's just super chill,
Yeah.
but I love it.
It's
I
so
love it so
catchy.
much. It's so
Thank you,
catchy.
Max Martin. Max Martin still knows what the he's doing.
She could have released this as her first single, honestly.
Oh, that would have been, but I feel like she didn't want to give this one away.
That's
She
true.
wanted a surprise.
But at the same time, I think we would have been super shocked. And I think there would have been way more buzz
Oh,
possibly around it.
I
I
kind
mean,
of like that she kept this. I think.
it's a great.
Oh,
Go ahead.
go ahead. Oh no, it's okay. You go
I
ahead.
I said it was a great album cut for sure.
I
Um,
want her to release this as a single at some point. Like I need an Adele banger, and this is
yes,
like I feel like there are two kinds of people. It's like you either really like Oh My God, or you really like Can I Get It. I'm a Can I Get It girl.
yeah, I agree.
Okay, there's two kinds of
That's
people
me.
in this world.
That's me.
You're an Oh My God girl, or you're a Can I Get It girl.
Can I
I'm a
get
Can I
it?
Get It girl.
Just feels it feels good.
Woo! Oh
Like
my
this is
gosh.
when she makes pop records. This
I
is
would
what I feel.
That's why I was like, this is a pop
This is the
record.
Adele
Yeah.
pop record I'm looking for.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
this is a
whenever
gem.
whenever I've like revisited 30 in the days after it just came out, like this is one of the first songs that I always like come back to. Like
Oh,
can I get it as a song that like, because like I feel like, I don't know, maybe as I've gotten older, when I want to listen to an album, like I'm like beginning to end
yeah,
it, like I rarely like just go into an album looking for one specific song. But if
yeah.
I just like am cherry picking, this is one of the first ones I go to is Can I Get It? Like I can kind of divorce, babes, divorce. Like I could kind of like remove this from the rest and like still really
Yeah,
appreciate it because it's that
yeah.
fucking good.
No, this feels good. The way that she's talking about love feels good on this
Mm-hmm.
record.
Yeah.
Um, and it sounds really good in the car when it goes
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Do, 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 do.
Yeah.
It's got that vibe.
Yeah. Oh god, it's so good.
Yeah.
I prefer this one to Send My Love to Your New Lover, the other song Max Martin did on 25. Can I Get It?
I, I I could
This is
agree with
it.
that.
This is
I
it.
could agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Emma
no.
Thompson, you have a new song to bop to, girl. I know you really like that one. This is the one.
Yeah, no, this one just felt good.
Yeah.
Great job all around.
Oh, so good. This is
So
pop.
good.
This is
Yeah.
pop.
And I think this is the best one out of the three fast joints, up tempos.
Yeah.
This one just did it. I was like, okay,
It like got better
yes,
and better and better.
yes,
Yeah.
I agree. I
Okay.
agree.
Well, we move on to track 7, I Drink Wine, which is a song that she performed on her One Night Only special here in LA and also in the UK for her an audience with. Um, and again, Greg Kurstin. A lot of Greg Kurstin on this album. So
Yes,
what are your thoughts?
this
Even
is
though we already heard it before.
the traditional Adele, like mid tempo. Um,
Yeah.
Something that doesn't sound unfamiliar, sounds very familiar. Um, is it my favorite mid tempo? No,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still a whole bop.
Mm-hmm.
The lyrics,
Oh,
the
lyrics.
lyrics, the
Okay,
lyrics.
so if you go back and listen to our Diva Headlines episode when we talk about the One Night Only special, like I remember saying like, oh, I really liked I Drink Wine. But
Yeah,
even when I watched the special, like even again with my parents, like I don't think I was really paying attention to the lyrics.
right.
But when you're listening to the song and you're like listening to those lyrics, you're like, man, like that opening lyric,
Yeah,
how can one be so bounded by choices that
choices that somebody
somebody
else
else makes?
makes.
I was like, you know that what is that gif of like the guy putting like the clown mask over
Oh
his
yeah,
face?
yeah,
Or like
yeah.
there's that other meme picture where it's like a mask and like but you could see the tears behind. Like
Right.
that was me. I was like, oh my god, like Adele read me. Like that
Yeah,
was it. I was like and like every single like new lyric in this song, like as the song progressed, I was like, oh my god. It was like for me it feels like this is just like a friend just like freestyling about life, like you know when
yeah,
like it's like late night and you and your friends are like
exactly.
maybe in the car, you're just like talking about life, like this feels like that song.
Yeah. I
You're like, man, this is deep.
I think when I say it felt similar, I'm talking musically,
Mm-hmm.
but lyrically, it sounded different. She sounded in a completely different place. Again, she sounded like the mature version of her old 21 self.
Mm-hmm.
Or she's just like, okay, maybe I need to walk away, or maybe I need to like figure out what's going on with me in
Mm-hmm.
this situation, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
in relation to you.
Right.
Um, Also, the pre-chorus is my favorite thing in the world on this song.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and again,
Right.
her background vocals
This
are
is
just
this is the song for me that it gave me very like 70s singer songwriter. Like this is the song when I
yes,
first heard it, I was like, oh, this feels like very like Carole King
yes.
tapestry or like because I like for me, I love the melody of the verses.
Oh yeah, yeah, Oh
This
yeah.
kind of goes up and down, like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then like it also feels like kind of like gospel churchy to me as well,
Yes.
especially like the
Yes.
end when it's like, I don't know, is
Oh,
that like some sort
absolutely.
of like organ towards the end,
Yeah.
and then like Adele kind of starts preaching a little bit too when she's like,
Exactly.
I forget what she says, but she says something and you're like, yeah girl, I drink
It's
wine.
like if Carole King, like those traditional hippie bands like Rotary Connection, um, let's say like a Donny Hathaway, if they all came together and made a baby, I drink wine is that baby.
And maybe like Aretha's like kind of like their next
Aretha,
door
yes.
auntie with like the whole
Yes.
like gospel riffing at the
Yep.
end. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's again, this is one of those songs where you can hear the inspiration
Yeah.
without it sounding like
Too on the nose.
too on the nose of the
Or like I'm
inspiration.
trying to be that exact carbon copy
Yes,
person. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And for the background vocals, we start to see like this kind of funk style background vocals where it's more
Yeah.
pitchy.
Yeah.
You hear it on funk records.
Shout out to Houston. No, just kidding. That was really shady.
It was more like Parliament.
Yeah.
You hear it, or Tina Marie. She
Yeah.
would play with those kind
Yeah.
of voices,
Uh-huh.
and we're starting to see it. It definitely comes through way later on the album
Mm-hmm.
and other songs.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of get like beginnings of it, and it. I love those kind of background vocals. Like
Yeah.
it just gives it so much more texture. I'm
Right.
just like
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, I'm reading my notes here. I put ideas. She's British. And then I guess we also learned that there's a 15-minute version of I Got Wine. So
Release it.
Angelo, hack into mommy's external hard drive and release it.
Release it.
Thanks, Angelo.
Yeah.
Shout out to you.
I
Yeah,
think
I
there's
want the 15-minute version. I want to know like what more she has to say.
exactly. Or I'm cool with just listening to how it would build up. Because
Mm,
musically, it's not going to sound like this the whole way. She had
yeah,
access to an orchestra, like
yeah.
the things that she could have done on this,
Oh God, a 15-minute version if I drink wine. Oh my
right?
God.
And that says a lot because again, we're in a time in this industry where if most people said they have a 15-minute version of a song, I'd be like, keep it. We don't need to hear 15 minutes of that song. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um,
Well, maybe
so
the label will maybe encourage her to push it out at some point because I mean Taylor Swift did just release that 10-minute version of All Too Well and everyone seemed to be like, ah yeah, 10 minute. Wow. So like, come on,
well,
Adele. Come on, 15
I
minute.
think this is her second single. This is going to be her second single. So if she
Yeah.
releases the single edition and it be a B-side,
Oh my God.
because she's all about the traditional ways of doing
Right.
stuff. If
Yeah.
she gives us a B-side for this,
Yeah.
I'm here for
Yeah, me too. Oh my goodness. Angelo, I'm here for it.
it.
Okay, let's move on. Track 8.
Let's do that.
All Night Parking with Errol Garner interlude. Let's see here. Are there any credits? Oh, okay. I'm looking here. Okay, so producer Greg Kirsten, Joey Carraro, composer Adele and Eric Garner, lyricist Adele and Errol Garner. Angie, thoughts on All Night Parking?
This is literally one of my favorite albums, or favorite songs.
Okay,
Like,
okay, 6, 7, 8. What is it? Can I Get It? I Drink Wine, All Night Parking. What a run of songs.
what a run.
What a run. What a run.
Again, caught me off guard because I said, oh, this is when the beat dropped. I said, oh, this is R&B, like
yeah,
contemporary R&B.
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my gosh, Adele.
yeah.
But I was already entranced because the beginning sounds so much um uh, uh what's her face? Natalie Cole's
Oh,
Ir-
yeah.
Irreplaceable.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Um
Because it's like kind of that same like era. It's like very like
but
classical,
like
traditional in that way.
rhythmically,
Yeah,
melodically, It
Mm.
sounds so much like that song. So I was just like, wait, did she sample it? Like, and I had to like stop, go listen to the song, come back to make sure I was like listening to it properly. And
Hmm.
it very much sounds like that song. Shout
Hmm.
out to Natalie Cole.
Oh,
Um,
Natalie Cole.
but yeah, having that jazz beginning, the beat dropping, again, we see these funk background
The
vocals.
background vocals, yeah.
Um, and then just that piano just teasing the air all
Yeah.
throughout the track. It's just a vibe. And she's talking about like love in a positive way in terms of like she she wants somebody. We
Yeah.
rarely get to see that side of Adele.
Hmm.
So yeah, this is just a whole bop.
Yeah. For I put old school, grown, flirty, romantic
Yes.
in
Yes.
my Google Doc.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, I really like this song too. It was such a pleasant surprise because it's just like so smooth. I
Yeah.
heard like I think in the Zane Lowe interview when she talks about this song, like around this point in the interview, she's like, I can't wait to make more music. Like, and I don't know if like it was
Yeah.
like more music that sounds like this specifically, but if she
I'll be
like
here for it.
starts implementing more of like this in her next, oh
So
my god,
vibey.
I'm so here for that. Adele,
Yes.
do it. I have
And you
a conspiracy in my
what's
head. I don't
oh,
think that this song is about Rich Paul, the guy that she's currently with.
oh,
I don't
I can
get
see
that.
that.
I don't think this song is about him.
I can see that. She did write this or wrote a lot of this album like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So it
I don't
could
know when
very
she got together with Rich Paul, but
that's true too. Like
yeah.
we're sitting here like
We're like, let me get the receipts, Angelo.
uh yeah, no, it could very much be about somebody else.
Yeah.
But it's a whole, you know how people say, R&B, we want that vibe music, but then they all sound the same.
Yeah. 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 This is
This
like
is
a
vibe.
vibe, but it doesn't sound the same.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give me
I'm
vibe
totally
that
with
doesn't
you.
sound like everybody else.
Yeah.
This is an example
It's
of
like
how to
it's
do
like a
it.
vibe that doesn't make me want to go to sleep.
Exactly. Or is giving like even though she's not giving like crazy vocals, the
It's like
vocals
rides. It's like
are
so smooth.
yes. Yes. And there is this like thing that she does where it's like a pullback refrain on one of the like at the end of the verses, and it sounds
Mm-hmm.
so much like an artist named Alice Smith. I don't know if you
Alice
guys
who?
know Alice Smith.
Okay.
She is freaking phenomenal. Um, and her pullback refrains vocally sound identical to this, or Adele
Mm,
sounds identical to her.
mm,
Um, so that made me love the record even more. I just
okay.
was like, oh, yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So we got to look her up.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna send you
Inc-
clips. I got you.
include the clip in the final cut of this. Yeah. I really like this song.
It feels good. This is one of the
It
songs.
kind of has like a little bit of
Uh,
like a smooth groove to it. And you're like,
yes,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wish it was longer. If there was a 5 minute version of this,
Yeah, I'm like, Adele, are there longer versions of each song? This is one of
I
the one. Yeah, I want a longer version of this. I was like, when I saw how short this was, I was like, that is so freaking rude, Adele. How
yeah
dare you give us this song and only give us like such a short amount? But I
yeah.
guess,
I guess.
yes, that's the vision. Um, okay, track 9, Woman Like Me. Let me pull up the producer credits here. Woman Like Me, Woman Like Me. Okay, so this was produced by Inflow, who I
Mhm.
think she's working with really for the first time here, co-composed between her and Dean Josiah Cover. So, Angie, thoughts on Woman Like Me?
This is one of my favorite tracks.
Oh, this is one
Uh,
of your favorite tracks. Okay.
I love as much as people love Adele with the piano.
Mm-hmm.
Adele with just an acoustic guitar, it is my
Mm,
favorite thing. in the world. Um, Lyrically, when she gets to the lyric, complacency is the worst trait to have. Are you crazy? I said, oh, bish, what?
This is like the song that you go to for the tea.
Yeah,
Like this is the song like
yes.
when we thought like, oh, Adele's gonna make a divorce babe album. Like we
This
were
was
like,
it.
oh, this is like angry. Like this is the song that kind of fills
Yeah,
that need.
yes, exactly. And it feels very much like on the 25 album A Million Years Ago. It was like this
Yeah.
somber, almost folk
Mm-hmm.
feeling.
Mm-hmm.
This is it. I really I rocks with this so hard. Yeah.
Yeah. This is not my favorite on the album. But
Understandably.
I
So,
respect that. I think because like again, I just really enjoyed the previous 3-track run.
yeah.
But then we got to Woman. Like this is what I will say about every single song. Like anytime you start it, you're like, this is like, it feels very like a dynamic listen, because like
Yeah.
your ears kind of being like perked to a new
Yeah.
sound every single time, and this was like a new kind of sound for the album, I felt
Hmm.
like. And it's not my favorite, it's not my most favorite sounding song,
Right.
but the T, I was like, oh,
Oh
the
yeah.
lyrics. And like
Yeah.
the way she says it's like complacency. You're like, ooh.
Listen.
At Simon Kornecki.
And also too, another lyric that hit me when I first heard it. Um I think it's in the second verse where she says, all you do is complain about decisions you make. I said, oh, whoa. Oh my goodness. Yeah, she was
Adele, tell
just
us how you really feel.
right. Yeah, it was like one of those songs where it's just like, oh, girl, and it's just bars. Like her pen game is so on point. She is a phenomenal writer.
Yeah.
Shout out to her English teacher.
I know. Shout out to our English teacher. Oh my God. Um, yeah, I feel like now that I think about it, like if I was setting the scene, like this is like very like poetry slam Adele. Like she
Oh
would be
yeah.
like in a cafe with like a little black cat kind of like to the side. And then
Divorce
she just,
babes.
yeah, she'll be like, yeah, she'll just like be sitting on a chair, like on a small little stage, like reading the lyrics. And then it'll cut to people just like snapping in the
Oh yeah.
cafe. Like
This
that's
is
giving me that.
it's definitely snap songs. Like,
Yeah.
yes. Oh yeah. Cafe vibes.
Cafe vibes.
Oh yeah.
But you know what is not giving me cafe vibes and it's just like so big? It's the next track. Hold on. Hold
Yes.
on. Hold on to this. Produced by Inflo, co-composed, co-lyricized. Okay, I'm pretty sure I just made up that word, but whatever.
Lyricize.
Adele Adkins, and Dean Josiah cover. So this was one of your favorite songs from the
Oh,
special.
yes. It was the song. It was the only song that I ripped from YouTube and put on the phone to
Hmm.
listen to.
Hmm.
Um, in fact, I'm going to be honest. Before I listened to the album, I went straight to that song
Oh, to check the strings.
to listen to it. I just was like, I've been waiting to listen to the song.
When it got to Hold On, I was like, because this build in the song feels so gradual, like it
Yeah.
really feels gradual, like she takes her
Mm-hmm.
time. I remember you and I were talking about how like you really liked the strings, and when I didn't hear the strings for like the first 2 minutes, I was like, oh. and i
She's gonna
was
be upset.
and I was like reassuring you too. I was like, Angie, it's fine, like Adele always has these songs, like it's gonna be there. And then like first 2 minutes pass and I'm like, ooh. But
We're
the strings were there. They got there eventually.
yeah, they did. They get there. Um, but I this is this is the song for me. I love this song so much. This is the second song that I cried on.
So
Even
what's the previous song that you cried on? I forget. Is it
my
My
little
Little Love?
my little
Okay,
love.
so My Little Love and Hold On are the two triggers for Angie.
And I didn't I didn't fully cry when I first heard it on the special. I teared up, like I missed it.
Mm-hmm.
But hearing this version, which is
Yeah.
equivalent to the live version, but it just felt warmer.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it yeah, it just undid me. But the beginning, the haunting freaking beginning, she
Yeah.
goes, hold. Thank you
Yeah.
guys for my
There we go.
singing
Yeah.
capabilities.
You guys,
But
Adele's like here.
but the hold on where she holds that first note.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know if you guys heard "Ain't No Way" by Aretha.
Oh my god. I mean,
It
if you
was
haven't heard Ain't No Way, please pause this and go listen to that and then come back to the podcast. Yeah, that's a basic Diva 101 song. My god, please
that's
listen
the
to
one
Ain't
that
No
LMA
Way.
should have
That's the one.
said.
I would have been in the red carpet line and just like held up the cue card. LA May say this. Ain't no
Ain't
way.
no
Say
way.
this. This is the one.
Listen, so if you guys
Shout
don't
out
know about
Sissy
this song,
Houston.
Sissy Houston, Whitney Houston's mother, does background vocals on this song, but almost kind of like a solo. It feels like
You know what's
her. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, you know what's so funny? The first time I heard Ain't No Way, that part, the Sissy Houston part, so I first thought that that was like an actual instrument. Then cut to
Wow.
like a year later being like, oh, that's a voice. That's Aretha's voice. Then cut to me being a Whitney stan. That's Whitney Houston's mom's voice.
Yeah.
Sissy Houston,
Yeah.
premier
It's
background singer, Sissy Houston.
premiere. Premiere. Um, it's almost operatic,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
the way Hold On intros, it's very equivalent to Sissy Houston coming on the track. It's very airy, ethereal. It's not in the forefront. It's in the back. It's just sitting here.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And that was very much how this introed. And so when I heard it, I was like, oh, it's giving me Ain't No Way vibes. And I wonder if she was listening to Aretha
I wouldn't be surprised because she
as
said she was listening to
inspiration.
soul music.
Yeah,
So Queen of Soul,
listen.
Aretha, I'm sure has to come up at some point in that listening session.
Yeah.
I feel like this song for me sounds very gospel.
Oh,
This is a very gospel
absolutely.
song. Like I remember in Beyonce's Lemonade, she said, like, when your back is against the wall and the wall is against your back, who you're gonna call? Like, this is that kind of song. Like when
Yeah.
you're like at the lowest of lows and you're trying to like just hold on. Like
Just hold on.
this is that song.
Listen, I want to say the line that got me when I saw the special, when I listened to it again, was sometimes loneliness is the only rest we get.
Yeah.
I and then and the emptiness actually lets us forget. Sometimes forgiveness is easiest in secret. I said, Miss Adele, Adelaide, bars, bars. Like,
Oh my
just
god. Yeah. She's like really like this feels like it builds to like a sermon and
yeah,
just like big kind of like a voice filled of Adele's just like
yeah.
really hoists you up.
And again, this song is 6 plus minutes
Mm.
and it doesn't feel like it. It gives us time to breathe. There's buildup.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, song structure 101. This is it. Like, she gives us the intro, she gives us a pre chorus, a chorus, a bridge,
Mm-hmm.
the swell at the end, the outro. It's perfection. One of my all-time favorite Adele songs.
Yeah.
I would
Oh
put it
yeah.
in top 10
Mm-hmm.
easily.
Yeah, yeah,
Probably
yeah.
top 5.
I feel like when I was watching the Q interview, unless I misinterpreted this, I think she said that this was the last song she wrote for the album right before lockdown.
Yeah,
Which wow,
was. I
got to that
know.
place.
And she said it took her a long time to get in the space to even write it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's mostly in the perspective of what she wanted to hear from her friends.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and speaking of her friends are on the outro as the chorus. That's not her
Oh,
vocals, it's her friends.
oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And they
So
sound good too.
all of her friends can like sing like her. Like what the heck?
Me, that's what I was thinking.
Like who's your friend? Like is Beyonce one of the friends? Like
That's exactly what I was thinking.
what the hell? She's like, I'm the Spice Girls, or
Right? You can't hear scary?
yeah.
Mel B.
Yeah, don't you hear them? Oh my god. Wow.
But they
Man.
sound really, really good.
Yeah, they
Like
do.
it sounds like a full choir. It's
Mm-hmm.
this is my song right here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
For
a good
sure.
one.
Yeah.
I also put here, the opening lyric. Adele does a really great job at writing a really good opening lyric for like a good chunk of these songs. Like it immediately like grabs
Yeah.
you. What is it? It's like, oh, what have I done?
What have I done yet again?
Oh man.
Yet again. What have I
Yet
done? Yet
again.
again.
Yikes.
Bars.
Oof.
Whew.
Okay. Well, track 11. We're almost there. To be loved. Let's look at the credits here. She's scrolling. Okay. To be loved. Producer Sean Everett, Tobias Gesso Jr., co-composed and co-written by Adele and Tobias Gesso Jr. So, To be loved.
To be loved. This definitely feels Donny Hathaway inspired. The
Yeah,
piano
yeah.
intro.
I was like, a song for you says hello.
A song for you. And when she said she had listened to Donny Hathaway, I was like, this is the track that inspired this was it.
Yeah.
When we talk about the takes, her vocal takes that aren't perfect but sound good and it's organic, it's on this song.
Mm-hmm.
She was screaming, she was yelling on this song, but it sounds so good, vulnerable. I think this is probably her most vulnerable song that I've probably heard from the last two albums.
Mm-hmm.
This is a great song.
Yeah, and she talked a lot in that Zane Lowe interview about this song, and like Zane Lowe was like really hyping it up, like, oh my god, like when I first listened to it, like I just like cried, and it was a lot. And like they even talked a lot about like the way they had to set up the room sonically to get that kind of like sound from Adele. I think she said that, didn't she like write or like sing this in the same room that she did when we were young?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's one of my favorites, When We Were Young.
Classic.
But you know what I will say? I don't know if this is a bit of a hot take. I actually prefer the version that she posted on her social media.
No, I agree.
Like, you know, the one that was like on, I think she recorded it on her like photo booth app on her computer. Like, and I can't exactly pinpoint why. And she admits too, like the mic couldn't take her vocals.
Yeah.
But I don't know, there's something about that photo booth, like Adele To Be Loved parentheses photo booth version, like like it's so good, and I don't know why, I just really enjoy that version of the song.
It feels, how do I put this, it feels a bit softer than the recorded version.
Okay.
The recorded version sounds way more punchier, especially towards the end.
Yeah.
Again, like I said, this is the one, you know, when you have singers and they start screaming and like a very gospel, this is that track. And if you don't like that, then I don't think this will be the track for you. But the YouTube version is a bit softer.
Right. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. This is one of those songs too that like when the internet heard it, they like went crazy over it.
Yeah. Yes. I'm gonna do another hot take. I understand how vulnerable she is on this record. And she said she would never perform this live.
Yeah, I love it in the Zane Lowe when she's like, you do it then. I'm never gonna do it. You do it
then. And I understand how vulnerable the lyrics are. This is not my favorite vocal performance.
Yeah, same. I agree with that. That's not a hot take here. Maybe on Twitter it might be a hot take, but it's not a hot take here.
Yeah, I don't, again, her vocals aren't bad. but I didn't love it. I didn't love it enough to hear it for 6 minutes.
Oh, so you wish it was kind of
I wish it was shorter.
shorter.
Um, but I respect this one was almost 7 minutes.
Ooh, Adele.
Adele did she did the her damn thing. But
This feels
yeah,
like a song that Adele like had to make like for herself. Not like
yeah.
this is a song like for Adele, but like this is like sort of like an artistic expression that she had
Oh,
to have.
absolutely. Yeah, no,
I
it definitely
respect
feels
that.
like this is for her.
Yeah.
And she doesn't care what anybody
Didn't she say
says about it.
like when she like thinks of this song or like if she were to ever perform this song, like she kind of pictures Angelo at like 30.
Yeah. Didn't she say she wanted him to listen to it again
Yeah.
at 30? That would
Yeah.
be like the perfect scenario.
So
Um,
if he like if they do that, like Angelo should like copy the album cover of 30 and it should be like a side profile of his face.
I mean, I can see that'd be cute.
Oh
That'd
my
be
god.
cute.
We have to
Ooh,
wait so long for that. Oh my god.
I didn't know the boy was 9 years old. I thought he
I think it
was.
was like 3 or
That's what I
4.
thought. I was like, wait,
I
when was?
always think like the ages of these celebrity kids are like so off. I'm like, wait,
Yeah,
Blue Ivy's how old?
exactly.
Like that sort of thing.
Is Blue Ivy? She's like 11, right?
Probably because what she Beyonce announced that she was pregnant in 2011. It was during the
Was
4
it
era
11? It was the 4 era. Yeah.
when she did Love on Top.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
10.
Yeah,
So
10,
their kids
11.
are like the same age. Huh?
Oh my god.
Oh my
Angelo,
gosh.
Angelo set up a play date with Blue Ivy.
Right.
The blues come together. Blues come together. Blues come together.
But
Okay.
yeah,
Well,
this song is a class. I think it will be considered a classic in Adele's catalog in her
yeah.
canon.
And it's gonna kind of like if she never performs this song, I kind of like love that because it's like it like adds to like the mythos of
I
Adele.
agree.
You know,
I
it's kind
agree.
of like when Whitney like historically very ever rarely performed Run to You
Unto you.
because it's like that's so like I feel like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say like To Be Loved is Adele's Run to You, but like it's kind of in that same vein, like it's
Yeah.
that exclusive, you know.
Yeah.
So
I
Adele,
agree.
you can keep it. I don't hate it. I don't hate that idea.
For sure.
All right, we've now come to the end. Track 12. Love is a Game, produced by Inflow, co-composed, co-written by Adele and Dean Josiah cover. This is a very Dean Josiah cover, like back heavy album, and then the front heavy seems to be more Greg Kirsten. Anywho, thoughts on Love is a Game?
I love this song so much. So freaking much. I'm not even going to front. It wasn't my favorite when I heard it on the special. Um, but when I started playing it in the car, oh my gosh, this is that jam.
Mm.
Um, very much Motown inspired. Um,
Yeah, especially the background.
the background,
Dun,
everything.
dun, dun. Yeah.
Yes, the doo wop pop
Yeah. The doo wop pop pop.
background.
I don't want to be a doo wop pop pop girl. Shout out Tamar.
That's exactly who I'm thinking of every time
Yeah.
I say that.
Tamar disrespecting the background singers.
I know every chance you got.
God damn.
But yeah, no, the backgrounds are on point. Again, the funk backgrounds where she's like playing with like her voice
Yeah.
is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It almost sounds like she is sampling Tammy Terrell and Marvin Gaye.
Oh yeah, I could hear that. Oh, for sure, I could hear that.
Okay, it's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
just
yeah.
me.
Yeah. You know, it was so funny. I was watching a YouTube video of two guys like reacting to the album, and like I actually was like, they're not like random people. Like they actually have background in music,
Yeah.
and one of them was saying like this song was giving them like finale of Dreamgirls vibes.
Yeah,
And like,
I
it's
could,
like,
I could,
how like at the very end when they're like, there's not just 3 dreamettes, there's
yes,
4. And then they're like,
yes.
Dina, Effie, like, like
Yeah,
this song kind of sounds like it's in that same family.
I agree.
Yeah,
I
because it's like, it's
agree.
very like everyone's like come together. It's like optimistic
Yes,
and lovely and open. And then like it's kind of sounds like the music from that era.
right.
Dream Girls finale.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. Um, this is also the song that could sit in Duffy's catalog,
Oh yeah.
Amy Winehouse's catalog.
Hmm,
I don't
hmm.
know what it is about um, the British sound being so influenced by Motown, but there it is. This is
Yeah.
premier British invasion song structure
And
right
didn't
here.
Zane Lowe said that this song reminded him a lot of Amy Winehouse?
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I I mean I can hear it now, but it reminded me of Duffy more so.
Oh, okay.
I mean they're all in the same category,
Yeah.
but it
Yeah. VH1
Duffy,
artists, you ought to know.
right?
That's what I literally like. Whenever I hear their names together, I'm like, oh, VH1 artists, you ought to know. Like, I could see the commercial playing in my head. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
guys had to be there for it. They don't do that anymore. So
They don't
they don't do that
facts
anymore.
though. They
No,
don't.
like
I wish
literally,
they
they don't do
should.
that.
They should. Can
They
you
should, but
imagine
they
something
don't.
like that
Yeah,
out right now?
it's different now.
Um, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But this very much sounded like a Duffy record. Um, and I'm trying to think of the song. I think it was like Stepping Stone, particularly.
Hmm.
Uh, it's just even the background vocals is very Duffy like. It's just this sounds like a Duffy record
Yeah.
so much. I
Yeah.
love it. All that to say, I love it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this one too. It for me, like I think the beginning strings are like so gorgeous, like really
Yes.
setting the tone. And I'm pretty sure I said that when I watched the special and talked about it in the first episode of season 2 of Diva Dailies. And yeah, I put here perfect bookend to Strangers by Nature. Like you, it feels
I
like
was just about to say
the
that.
journey. Like we're
Yeah.
here now.
Yeah.
Dina, Effie, like
It's a very cinematic ending in the
yeah,
same way it opened. It's very
hmm,
cinematic opening and then
yeah.
to end it like this. Um
Yeah, feels very complete.
very complete. And I appreciate that. And it also it gives us uh a lot of hope, even
Yeah,
though it's not like the lyrics technically aren't really that hopeful. Uh they are, but they aren't.
it's like a door
But
has opened. There's a door
yes,
that is open. That doesn't mean like all of
yes,
her baggage and shit is like she's cleared it off, but there's a
right,
door that is opened and she's like open and willing to walk through it.
exactly. And the music makes it feel even lighter. So it's just like,
Yeah.
ooh, okay, with these lush strings on the bottom, and yes, okay, all right,
And I
hope.
love like that sound too, like that bum, 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 like that kind of
Yeah.
like, oh, it's just like
Uh,
I love that sound. It's so good. Mm,
yes. And I can also hear there's so many people that I can hear this record being for.
yeah. Me.
Jackson
Just kidding.
5. You um but Jackson 5,
Ah, yes.
that's I mean, of
Like
course,
Motown.
Motown, of course, like Diana Ross would sound good on this.
Yeah.
Um Dionne Warwick would sound
Oh,
amazing.
Warwick. Yes.
You know,
Uh,
again, this is a song where you can hear the influences, and it does sound like her influence,
yeah.
but it feels so different at the same time.
Yeah. It feels different enough. Like it feels enough that it's her.
Yes.
But like if you this is so pretentious, but it's like if you like have listened to a lot of music
Oh
from
yeah.
that era, you like really appreciate it. Like I think
Oh
that's
yeah.
kind of like the best part about like expanding your music
That part.
vocabulary and library is like if you go back and then you listen to artists who like are inspired by these artists, like you're like, oh, like that's cool, like I get what you're doing. Like
right.
that's kind of like how you listen
Without
to an album like
mimicking,
this. Yeah, without it being like
without it
carbon
feeling
copy.
like it's mimicking. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I
yeah.
agree. So
She did the
good.
damn thing on this
Adele,
album,
good job.
right?
Good job, Adele. We understand the break. The
Yes,
break, the wait was worth it.
exactly. And I am absolutely for artists taking breaks. I actually don't like an artist dropping an album every year. Why are we doing this? There's like really no need. Go take a break, and maybe it's because of the era that we grew up in. Like artists weren't, unless you were Mariah and Mary J. They're kind of like
Yeah. Fast
they were
turnaround.
yeah, they were dropping albums every year. But Janet dropped 2 albums in the 90s. Sade comes out every 10 years. Like all
Yeah.
these artists
Great art takes time.
go live your life a little bit and then come back and say something.
And that's what there's this like Spotify commercial that like plays whenever you're on like Twitter or Instagram, and it's like Adele walking into a random room of like Adele fans. I don't know if you've seen it,
I
but like
haven't.
there's like a snippet. I wish I could see the whole thing. But like in that little commercial, she says something along the lines of like, I know I go away for a really long time and come back, but like I have to live my life, sort of thing.
Yeah,
So like I can make this music and have something to say. And it shows in
it
this
definitely
album.
shows. Yeah. I mean, there's some artists that can get away with that, like a Lil Nas X. I
Mhm.
could see him coming out with the album every year
But
and it
he's
being
like not
good.
the same kind of like artist as Adele.
That's
And he's
true.
coming out of a different era of
That's
like
true.
music industry expectations
Yes.
than Adele.
But
Um
even who am I thinking of? Like Ariana, I don't need to hear from her every year.
yeah. See,
Girl, sit down.
that's why that's like genuinely like why I feel like I have such an appreciation for Adele, because like when she goes away, she
She's
really
gone.
goes away. And I appreciate that. Like go away so that when you come
Yeah.
back and we see you like everywhere, like doing the interviews and the magazine and blah blah blah, like I'm like, yes, I'm like really soaking up the era. If you like
Yeah.
are wishy-washy, that you like don't really kind of go away, like you're just like kind of hopping on a single here, hopping on a
Yeah.
single there, oh here's a little, no 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 no,
Right.
go away, go away.
And it comes back to giving us eras. And I feel like
Eras. Yeah.
we sound like old heads, pretentious old heads, but that's what made artistry unique and um desirable. Like I don't care if you're dropping a song every 2 minutes. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't, especially if it's not good.
Yeah.
When you sit there and you go away, you live life, you have thought about your inspirations, how your music is going to change, thought about, album placements, all of that stuff, and then come back and give us a solid album era. I'd rather that. I'll pick that any day of the week
Yeah.
than consistent music,
Yeah.
because at the, like at a certain point you're just following trends.
Yeah. And she talks about, and I think again, like I keep bringing up the Zanglo interview. You guys, if you haven't watched it, please, like, I'm sure if you're listening to the Apple Spotify version of this, I'm putting in those clips. But like if you're watching this on YouTube and you haven't seen the Zanglo interview, like go watch it. It's a really, like, she gives really good interviews. But
Yeah.
she kind of talks about that too, like the other music industry friends that she has, that they feel this pressure to be like coming out with like
Hmm.
a new song every like new month or so. And this is like Adele being like, no, I'm not gonna play into that
Yeah,
industry game and to satisfy like an algorithm or an app.
exactly.
I don't make music for the TikTok.
Exactly though.
Yeah,
Exactly. But um like she said in the other interview, the Q, was it the Q interview?
that's such a good interview. Watch
It
that one too, you
was.
guys. The interviewer is so
Um
good.
he
It's
was.
very good.
Um she was explaining how she was like the last of her kind.
Oh, we're
Like,
gonna get into that.
okay, well then never mind.
We're
I'm not
getting
gonna
into that in a bit.
later.
Later.
you
Okay.
guys.
Later. We're holding the combo here. Okay, so before we move on to our other segments, believe it or not, what is your top 3 off of 30 as of right
Okay.
now on November 24th,
As of-
2021?
You want
Less
me to
than a
give
week.
all of them, or do you want me to give my number 3 first, and then
Maybe
you give
like you
number
want to
3?
go back and forth, back and forth.
Let's do
Okay.
that.
Okay. 3, Angie, hit me.
Okay, number 3.
No two-way, three-way tie. You pick one. It's gonna be like, a 5-way tie.
First
no.
First of all, you reading me like that?
Yeah.
On these
I
internets?
I could see the notes. Pick.
Okay, number 3 is Love is a Game.
Okay, yeah. And these are hard cuts that we have to make, you guys.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Number 3, My Little Love.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like we're like playing like a duel here. Like
this is like like The Price is Right or something.
Yeah, like, oh no, 272. Lower. Okay. What's your second favorite?
My Little Love.
Oh, we're so close. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got top 3. Mm-hmm.
My number 2. Can I Get It?
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
We just raved about it.
If you
That is absolutely fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think my number 1 is going to be surprising, but you go. What's your number? Oh wait, should we do? Yeah, let's do number 1.
Yes.
What's your number 1?
Hold on. I sat and raved about it. That is my joint right there.
Okay.
Hold on. For sure.
My number 1 is I Drink Wine.
Whoa.
See, I told you that was going to be surprising. Because for me right now, when I'm thinking about like what do I want to listen to when I think of 30 without having to do the whole journey?
Yeah.
Can I Get It is immediately like, I want to listen to that right now. And then I Drink Wine is another immediate, I want to listen to that right now.
That's fair.
There's something I just find a lot of comfort in I Drink Wine. And maybe it's the autumnal winter season that we're in. But I'm like, this is it. This is I Drink Wine season. Okay. Put that picture of the, I don't know, who's that blonde lady in bed drinking out of this big glass of wine. It like tips over her face and like spills. I have to send you this meme. I have to send you that picture. It's in my meme pictures folder on my phone.
Got you.
I Drink Wine. That opening lyric just killed me. I was like,
got you. No, that's a fair number 1.
Okay.
That is a fair number 1.
But now we get to the fun bit. What's your underrated gem?
Can I do 2 for this one?
Okay, you can do 2. You can do 2.
Okay. Underrated number 1, All Night Parking.
Me too. Yes.
All Night Parking.
Get your life together. It's that girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then my second one, even though you're not a big fan of this, Woman Like Me.
Yeah.
Is that girl.
Mm-hmm.
It's the underrated bop.
Mm-hmm. Well, so. I completely agree with you on the former.
All Night Parking.
All Night Parking. Ooh. Yes. All Night Parking. Man, what a moment on the album.
I know.
Oh God. Okay.
So good.
Good job, Adele. Okay.